Always talking shit show.
Yo,
Salutations was good.
it's your boy Talkin,
It's your boy Akeem Magic.
and you're here with another session of the Always Talking Shit Show. You're on bum ass Facebook, but won't you let me fucking share my goddamn my fucking stream? Like, get the fuck out of here, Facebook. Like,
Well,
the fuck, my nigga.
It's only one thing to talk about. I'm rolling this L real quick.
Yeah,
So,
Facebook father, fuck
thank
you
you.
right now. My bad, dog. I'm
Take the
so
mic.
fucking hoe ass niggas, man. I'm so sick of that shit, bro. Like, how you gonna fucking not let me fucking share my shit? Fucking goofball ass
You
fucking.
sure it ain't your phone? I mean, you could share it.
No, it's
just-
every time I share it to somebody's messenger, it gives me the red fucking mark, and it wasn't doing that a second ago. Now all of a sudden, like, nah, miss me with that
You
shit.
gotta go back out and then do it again.
I tried that shit. It didn't. It don't matter. Don't fucking fuck that. You don't stifle my shit. You don't stifle nobody else's shit off of fucking 4 shares. I get fucking bombarded by shit all day from fucking people, bruh. And when I want to fucking do it, I can't. No, I'm done, nigga. Fuck Facebook, bro.
Maybe you just don't know how to do it.
I'll chop you in the fucking throat, King. I love you, but
I'm dead ass. So,
I'll
nigga,
chop you in the
it might
throat.
be an app and all kind of shit that they use
Look
a
at
nigga
this.
to mass share their shit.
No, I was able to share it with like 8 people. Now all of a sudden, I can't share it with nobody, bruh.
Do they got?
Well,
I'm just
fuck
asking
you.
questions. Like, nigga, do they got a limit on it?
No, I used to be able to share with whoever the fuck I want. Now it's just wanting to do some bullshit, bruh. The fuck is wrong with this shit?
That shit's funny.
Like, hey, nigga, do you know? I didn't even tell you this. Do you know my daughter watches our podcast? Jada, her and her friends.
That's cool.
They think we're like the coolest motherfuckers ever.
That's how it be. That means we gotta stop doing certain things.
Right, I thought, bruh. Like, that shit, I was like, whoa, okay. I didn't know that y'all, y'all dabbled in the show.
Right. At least they getting some game, some
Right.
perspective.
I didn't know you was part of the motherfucking the community. Yeah, dog, fuck Facebook, my nigga. Like, I'm cool. No reason why you're not gonna, like, and you won't even tell me the reason why you won't let me fucking post it. So eat a dick. I fucking can't stand Mark Zuckerberg, bro.
Damn. You funny, nigga. This nigga crazy. All right, man. So what's up, man?
See, look, I can't even post the fucking.
All right, we get that. What's popping, nigga? What you got going on this weekend? How was your weekend, nigga? Talk to the people while I do this.
Well, currently I feel like shit. I don't know, like, what hit me. I woke up from a nap today, nigga, and just, you know what they say, show must go on. I'm sweating. This weekend was cool.
Oh yeah.
No, my kids was here. I had to drop them Sunday. No, Saturday. Saturday I took them. Met their
north?
mom in Tonopah. Friday
Okay.
was Kyla's birthday. She's 5 now. We went to the little gravity defy jump park and shit.
Oh, that's dope. That's that shit where they just be in it, like, you know, where you like it's almost like jumping out of the
Trampolines and all
plane.
that shit. No, it's the trampoline shit.
Oh, okay.
She
That's
5.
That's
nigga. I
dope
ain't
too.
throwing her no get skydive shit. She would be. I'm not even getting in the skydive shit.
That shit look hard. I want to try.
No,
that
it
shit.
does. Don't get it. Like, nigga, I'll try it once I, like, you know, you just gotta learn a little bit more about this shit. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not talking about real skydiving.
No, you're talking about the
Oh, okay.
controlled
I
environment.
just want to make sure we understand.
Oh, nigga, I'm not going real skydiving, so we definitely on the same page, nigga.
I don't understand that at all,
Doc ain't doing none of that.
bro. I just don't get why a nigga would jump out the plane.
Nigga, Redman be on that shit. If you go to his Instagram, that nigga been skydiving like a motherfucker, bro.
And those cats that just be doing the little base jumps with the little suits,
Oh
they the wildest, they the dopest niggas out.
yeah, ever. But I'm not doing it.
Never,
You couldn't pay me enough.
bro. Not unless there's a. I mean, I probably would trust it if it was a motor attached to it or something,
Right.
which would still be scary. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But it's just like, I mean, we trust all these other motors
That's real.
and engines and shit. Like, what makes that any different than a plane
Right.
or a car when you're on the freeway doing about 85? with 100 cars next to you. You know what I'm saying? So I can gather myself to do that. But fam, just jumping out the plane for no reason?
On purpose. Like I chose to do this today.
I don't disrespect it though. I like literally.
If it's fun to you, like nigga, if you like it, I love it, nigga.
You like it, I love it, right?
There you go. Hey, but hold on. Before we jump into the Will Smith thing, I want to say, because we're going to talk about this, rest in peace to the young 14-year-old lad that fell off that ride in Orlando. That's some of the saddest shit ever, bro.
Damn.
You hear about that shit?
Yeah, I wanted to get his name. We give him a little shout out.
I'll get it right now.
Yeah, bro, that's sad. Because he was on spring break, fam.
Okay, and here's the thing that's fucked up. If every other ride in the park told him he was too big, why was this the ride he was not too big for?
Oh, is that the case?
Oh, yeah. They said it's documented. He didn't get on no other rides because they kept telling him he was too big. Because he's like fucking 6-something, 350. He is too big.
That ain't made for niggas that size.
No.
No matter what your age is.
No, you're too big.
But when you're a kid, you need someone.
And he said it.
You need someone to tell you that.
He said to his people, like, I don't feel secure. And if you look at the ride, it all's lit up where the shit's locked, except for on his line. It's not lit up like it's locked right. So that white boy that was running the ride, it's over for him, bro.
No, it's over for the company.
No, but it goes on the ride operator. You get charged with negligence and manslaughter and shit. You can't.
Why?
Because it's your job to make that decision. You are trained to make that decision and to make sure he is fucking secure.
Well, we don't know what he was trained exactly on, is what I'm saying.
No,
right?
but what I'm saying is every ride operator, this is for real. They are trained because, nigga, you will get charged. There's been motherfuckers who've gotten charged.
But hear what I'm saying. I get it.
What's his name?
What I'm saying is that just because you trained doesn't mean that negligence is on you. What if that ride operator did everything that they were trained to do?
Okay, well,
you get what I'm saying?
You didn't, because you should know as the ride operator that boy's seat wasn't lit up. The rest of them were. You know, that's when you know they're gonna train you on that. That if this ain't lit, this ain't locked.
But if they do an investigation and it comes back that it's common that perfectly functioning seats don't light up sometimes.
It's no. They already
I'm asking.
But I'm telling. Okay, let me tell you this because I've read a lot on this.
All right, well, tell me. You ain't giving it to me. You're like, tell me.
I'm not realizing you ain't read it. So, the dude who made the ride said there are so many redundant fail safes that ride should not take off unless it does not register the rider there because the thing's not locked on him. The dude who created the ride said there's so many redundant fail safes, this shouldn't have happened unless somebody wasn't doing their job.
Okay, I get that, but I'm still reserving just that wiggle room because, nigga, what do I expect the nigga that made the ride to say?
It ain't gonna happen, bro. That dude. I promise you, at the end of this,
you just seem real absolute.
Not
because
I've seen this happen before. I've seen people fall off the fucking roller coasters, and that nigga get charged because he didn't do his job.
I get it, but it's not all uniformly. I'm just saying.
His name is
he could have done his job.
Tyre Sampson,
and they was just doing that company shit where they doing cutbacks and not training motherfuckers properly. Like, I don't know. He could have been a nigga that makes the churros, nigga, and they was like, hey, man, go work the rides for 15, 20 minutes because we need you to do it. And he was like, I didn't take the training. I don't care. Get over there and do it. I'm just saying it's not guaranteed that he's liable somewhat as well.
Yeah, but if
he has out still.
I don't know, because if every other ride told him he was too big, why was that the one he could get on?
How would this I'm just saying.
I'm not saying he's going to know that, but you are supposed to be trained and know who's too big.
But listen to what I'm saying, fam. You being real like hindsight like with it. I get what you're saying.
I'm being what their job title is.
So you've never worked at a company and they trained you to do some shit, right? Mm-hmm. It says it in the manual. Mm-hmm. And then you go and be like, yo, I thought we were supposed to do this. And they be like, nah, man, I don't know why you're tripping off that. This is how you do it. And that's your boss. And that's how everybody else do it. And you just be like, okay, well, shit, nigga, this is how we do it.
The thing fucked about the same thing with air traffic controllers.
I'm just saying it's an investigation.
If air traffic controllers cause an accident in the sky, they go to prison for life.
Fam, you can't possibly think that air traffic controllers.
I'm just saying they have
and this ride attendant has the same type of training.
They have the same type of rules, is what I'm saying. A negligent death on your part is going to land you in prison. That's what I'm saying.
I understand that, but we're not arguing that. I agree with you there.
Right.
What I'm saying is we don't know how negligent the ride attendant is. That's all I'm saying. All I'm arguing is that ride attendant still have some out. Like I said, what if this motherfucker makes the Italian fries?
Okay.
Let me finish. What if this motherfucker makes the Italian fries, right?
Uh-huh.
And today you got one of them, like, hey, so-and-so called in, you got to go do that. And then you yelled at him, like, real quick, like, yo, I didn't take the train, and I don't got the little blue card that says I could do the ride attendant. And they said, just get over there, and I'll send somebody to you.
I don't think you can do. I think there's law and shit against that.
There is a law against that.
Okay, then that means the manager's going to prison.
Then you understand my point.
Okay,
that's all I'm saying.
Okay, yeah. Then, well, okay. Here's one. Okay,
that's all I was trying to say.
Somebody's going to prison.
I agree
that's
with
what
that.
I should have said. Somebody's going to prison.
Yeah, but you're trying to put it on my man that make $15 an hour, nigga, doing a little ride shit.
But what if it is him?
Then his ass got to go. But I'm just saying it's not guaranteed to be him. Right,
I'm just somebody's.
Motherfuckers on the top that can do statements. If you making statements to the media about it,
going to jail.
You covering your ass at this point. And he don't get to make a statement. They telling that nigga he can't make no statement.
He gotta shut up.
Fuck out of here, nigga. That's all I'm saying, my nigga. Like, hey, bro, we're not just gonna put it all on Shorty, man. He or she might not be wrong.
But nah, somebody.
Nigga might be traumatized at what he going through.
Yeah,
right now.
Most definitely. But somebody's definitely going to prison. Like we all.
Somebody's out of here.
Somebody is bad for somebody.
And I don't mean to smile at this, like in this and laugh, but. Because this is a tragic event.
Nigga, whoever was should have did their job better, bro. Period, point blank. Like, you have all these people's lives in your fucking hand, my nigga. Like, period. You're like, these are fucking thrill rides and shit. Like, you know better. You know there's.
Hey, peep this.
What's up?
Mom said he asked the guy about the seat strap.
Yeah,
he said he didn't hear. See, you knew that, but you didn't tell me that part.
Bro, I said he was already saying that something was wrong with the ride. You must not have heard me. I did say that.
But those words hit different. If he said, if I'm getting on the ride.
I said he said that. You must not have heard that first part. I said that he said, nigga, I don't feel right now. It doesn't feel, something don't feel right.
I hear what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying.
But I'm going to tell you something. Like, when I hear that, I'm just like, oh, okay, damn, nigga, he might have had a premonition.
Oh, no.
But when you say he's telling the attendant, like, yo, I don't feel like it didn't snap. It didn't buckle in. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's pure. Yeah, man.
Because
that's my loved one. I gotta roll up on the attendant because I feel like you off my loved one.
The other person walked over from a different ride and started asking him, like, "Hey, are you sure you checked him?" Like, just basically real, like, nigga, you sure you? Because nigga, it's bad. Like, did you tell me you checked him? Like, basically, that's what she's saying to this nigga. Like, please tell me you checked him, bro. Like.
See, and now I'm about to sound like an old man. No, for real. Now I'm about to sound older. I grew up going to amusement parks and loving roller coasters and shit. Mm-hmm. But I got to like a certain teenage year where I was on a roller coaster one day and was just like, fam, this shit ain't safe.
You finally lose your adrenaline for it for some reason. I'm the same
like,
way.
It wasn't fear. It wasn't nothing.
No,
I didn't even have fun. The whole time
waiting to get off this motherfucker.
Like, oh, now that I know, and I'm a firm believer, is once something comes into your subconscious, and you know, you're held responsible for it.
Right.
Damn, I ain't been on a roller coaster since. And this is like, I done been to several amusement parks, young, and then girls get on. Nah, shorty, I'm gonna be over here.
Something been telling me not to fuck with
it just told me that. And I remember, actually, I'm lying. I did get on one. I went against my shit, and guess what happened?
Shit stopped in like the middle or some shit, huh?
Dog, my glasses was on, right? Boom, boom, boom. No, I had my glasses in my pocket. Mm-hmm. I remember the attendant was like, oh, just put them in your pocket. Because I was like, you want to hold these for me? She was like, nah, just put them in your pocket. They should be fine. Mm-hmm. And for the most part, the way the ride was designed, I looked and I was like, man, they should be fine.
Right.
And I think I had them even zipped up like halfway. Nigga, I'm in there. I got chains. Nigga, I got all type of shit in there. Mm-hmm. We get to doing the twirling and swirling and
lost it all.
Nigga, no. My glasses at one point in the ride, nigga, I mean, it felt like somebody just pulled them out. That's what it felt like. It felt like somebody literally pulled these shits out of my damn pants. And I remember like looking like, damn, what the fuck? I get down and everything's there except for the glasses. I remember telling myself, never again. That was a sign. I was tripping. I told myself never again. I'm not doing it. Dog, they don't put money. I just know how regulations work in our country. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of bullshit. The governor's son that died on the joint, it was the same type of scenario. You feel me? Like, It was a lot of bullshit. It was a lot of BS. It was a lot of stuff where like I don't know how much they go and like clean those rides in terms of
tightening bolts
tightening bolts
down
and
well, nigga, I went.
re-strengthening.
Bro,
Nigga,
I
like,
was in
fuck outta here, man.
Jen, and Leanna went to fucking Six Flags, right, one day.
Shouldn't all the rides look new?
So at nighttime, right, this is when they have their big earthquake in Napa. Nigga, it was like a 6 point something. And nigga, we're in Vallejo. So nigga, it rumbled everything. Nigga, it woke us all up, nigga. So we wake up the next day like, why? I know they didn't go up there and tighten all these bolts and make sure this earthquake didn't fuck with none of this structurally and shit. In a way, they did that right now. I was like, what y'all want to? My older daughter was like, can we go shopping? I was like, yep, we sure can. Nope. Niggas rolled up, nigga, to the spot, and it hit me like they didn't tighten none of this shit, and none of this shit's right. Like,
Fam,
nah,
and when some kids be like, "Nah, I'm cool in the amusement park."
Yep.
You know.
That's them. That's the universe telling you, nigga. It's don't do it.
Look, man,
It's ain't gonna be what you want.
we're dealing with a society that they don't care about us. I'm not talking any particular race or anything. I'm talking when you see what happened with Astro World, they trying to blame the rapper. The dude that's on stage telling you to rage out because that's part of his brand. Now, the facility, knowing that, booking that event, come on, man. Maybe the carnival and things like that, mass shows, I'm going to sound old. Maybe they were safer at a time where people lived by a different code. Fam, it was a time me and my friends wouldn't have trampled nobody. I don't care who's on stage. Right. We getting to the stage, nigga. And if y'all get in front, that's cool. We'll make our way to that bitch. But we're not killing nobody because a celebrity's on stage. There's massive footage of grown to teenage looking adults kicking the railing over and running right past security. That lets you know the numbers are going to be off. And now it's the same mentality. It's this capitalistic mentality like, oh, let's just, yeah, that shit is probably 70%. But they crunch the numbers and, it's not likely that nothing's going to happen. There's motherfuckers making these kind of decisions literally with your child's life at stake. With your life at stake, all for $1. And the people that they put in front of you to make you feel safe just look like you. They just got a fucking job. They don't have no. It's gonna come out that some of the employees complained about some of the rides. Watch. But you making $20 an hour if you're lucky. Yeah. You think your opinion on that little opinion slip is really gonna get to anybody that makes with deference and can make a decision on how we function over here? When we making $1 billion,
they gonna wish it. The company gonna wish it did. He dash shit though.
We say that, but a lot of times, if you follow these major companies that get hit like this, it's bad PR. Oh, they're gonna lose all this money, but when you start looking in their books and you start to seeing $300 and $400 million, that ain't shit to them. They might have to pay a fine. I don't trust none of these governing bodies to adequately fine them or jail anybody. Bro, these motherfuckers ain't gonna. If anybody goes to jail, it would be a manager or worker. You feel me? That's who's gonna do it.
Scapegoat.
It ain't gonna be the motherfucking general manager or the president or the CEO. They're gonna get hit. The company's gonna get hit with a fine. It's gonna be a couple $1 million, maybe $100 million, whatever. They gonna pay that shit, nigga, and lay low for a minute and come back with a new ride and give you a commercial about how they revamped the safety and got new measures and they're gonna hire about 15 more people.
I know. I'm
and
never
put them in
going
a different and put them in a different colored shirt and have them walk around like, see, they walking around to check shit.
I'm not going
nigga, they
to
can't
any
do nothing.
one of these motherfucking amusement parks, nigga.
Bro, you almost. All right, that's just the world we live in, fam. I can get deeper on this shit, but niggas be saying I be bugging, so I don't even want to go left like that. I'll save that for another episode. You know what I'm saying? On another platform when we do our thing. But
time to talk about the slap heard across the world, huh?
yeah, because we could wrap it up with these joints.
Me and you have differing opinions. We talked about this. You want to go first with me?
No, go ahead.
All right.
Shit off.
My opinion on it is Will Smith's mad corny for what he did. I don't feel like he has that same energy all the time. I felt like niggas was dragging this nigga through the mud. I gotta do more research on who so I can have more factual, but I know we've had this conversation before.
About the internet killing him.
Right. But I'm sure, nigga, there was motherfucking actors, there was comedians, there's motherfuckers getting on this, dragging him too. And
on the internet.
Right, but who's okay? And we have this differing opinion that they probably never been in the same room. We don't know. They could or they couldn't. We both could be right. We both could be wrong. Or one of us is right. One of us is wrong. What I feel is like he'd been talked about so much. His shit's been talked about so much that the more I think about it, maybe Chris was just the straw that broke the camel's back. Maybe that could have happened. Maybe it could have happened to anybody. Maybe it was, nigga, the next person says something about my wife, I'm on their ass. I'm not playing this shit no more. And Will's not the type of nigga to say that on Facebook or anything and warn nobody. He ain't gonna go on there like, next one of you motherfuckers talking, nigga. And that might, now I think about it, might be what it been. Like, nigga, he might have really been thinking like, nigga, the next motherfucker that says something, bro, I don't care what it is, about my family, about me, about what goes on, anything, I'm putting hands and feet on him, nigga. But I feel like it was a cornball move. I feel like it took away from his great moment to be one of the only black actors to now have 2 Oscars, because you informed, I forgot about Ali. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we not supposed to give a shit about what these white people think, but the motherfucking Oscars are just like the Grammys. It's still the epitome of music. The Grammys are the epitome of a music award. Oscars are the epitome of a film award. Next is the SAG award. And Will got both. So Will's eat, like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like it tarnished a great moment for him. And I feel like, I mean, like you said, fuck the Oscars and shit, but to them, it's not fuck the Oscars. To them, this is big. To them, it's the, what's good, Amber? To them, that is the epitome, bro. You know what I'm saying? To us, it ain't, because we're not actors. You know what I'm saying? Like, a Grammy to me means the, nigga, if I want a Grammy, nigga, that would mean the world to me, nigga. But it might not to you. Fuck the Grammys. It's not fuck the Grammys to me. Grammys is the championship for me. Mm-hmm. That's the championship trophy, nigga. You know what I'm saying? So, nigga, you can't tarnish them. You can't tarnish them. I mean, but like, I can't expect a man's reaction to be what it's gonna be. It's gonna be what it is. Like I said, if it was the straw that broke the camel's back, that could have been anybody. Period. And it might have been worse because they know each other. It just hit a little different because, you know, we really know each other. We fuck with each other. Known each other for 30 plus years. You know what I'm saying? Niggas been in all the same rooms and parties type shit, like you said. So, but I don't know, because that'd be like the same as you, like, if I had somebody and you did that, I don't know if I would be mad at you like that. You my mans. We talk shit, bro. That's what we do.
What's up, Amber?
And you can't go after every comedian because he says something you don't like. You're going to be going after every comedian, dog. Because now guess what's going to happen? You're in everybody's stand-up now, my nigga. So what is he? You're going to be in a lot.
Maybe somewhere on Netflix and HBO, nigga, without Will in the room. I guarantee you next year when a nigga sit in front row with his wife at any award show, nigga, ain't nobody going to try him.
Like I said,
Just saying.
This is entertainment, nigga. He even said it. nigga. It's gonna be jokes at motherfuckers' expense. It is. That's part of this shit, bro. And it sucks. Sorry as it is, it sucks. Nigga, you got motherfuckers like Pete Davidson on roast.
Oh, let's stay on. I'm saying, go ahead, my bad.
But I'm talking about like a roast, like on some comedy shit. Not on no Kanye shit. Like,
no, get
you watch like Pete Davidson roast, nigga. This nigga is the most atrocious nigga in the shit he says.
At a roast.
You know what I'm saying? But it's still, you still gonna get roasted at a show, my nigga. You wanna keep, I guess you wanna argue this shit, but like, dog.
No, don't speak for me.
They are
you
targets.
You got the floor. Say what you got to say.
We're targets, nigga. Eventually, we might be targets. We might be in a fucking award show one time. Somebody might say something about us. I'm always talking shit, niggas. And then what we gonna do? Slap this nigga? Or we gonna be like, nigga, it's what we do. It's where we at.
No, but it's context. Like it seems. Are you done? I don't want to step on your opening soliloquy. Because I'm gonna say. Well,
yeah, I think I'm done. Go ahead.
I ain't rushing you.
Yeah, I think I'm done.
So like.
I was gonna start going in circles.
It's a time and place for everything, right? And that's the easiest comment.
Hindsight thing to say, right?
It's the easiest comment. No. That's the time and place for everything. That's what a lot of people will run to, right? But they'll say it in the popular way, right? The popular way. You can't tell a man that it's a time and place to demand a certain respect for his woman. And I don't believe in celebrityism. I don't believe that because a motherfucker made it to a place where we all aspire to be in some type of way that they don't fucking now they're subhuman because we don't do this to all celebrities, and I don't want to change the direction of this conversation to that because that's not what this is right now. But that's part of it. We simply don't do this to all celebrities. I don't give a fuck.
Right.
Listen to me. I don't give a motherfuck if a non-black person is in the room when I'm being disrespected to a certain degree. Right? That I don't have no fucking master, and I'm not auditioning to matter to anybody. Nigga, I've been here. We've been here. Now we can make this us versus them and how to act. Nigga, get the fuck out of here. Fuck the Oscars. When I said fuck the Oscars, I'm not saying fuck the achievement of being nominated or winning an Oscar. I'm saying fuck the Oscars. All this notion that the Oscars will be the Oscars without black participants is laughable to me. You got to go back a long time when they was having ratings with all white cast. See, the problem with the Oscars so white is that they go out of their way to throw out the red carpet for black entertainers, for the Grammys and the Oscars. And they seduce them and come and they use them for advertisement to bring all of us in to be like, yo, let's see if one of Shorty get the Oscar or the Grammy. And then they play them or they give it to them on commercial break. That's the plight. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, I get it. He won a motherfucking Oscar. He deserved that. That don't change nothing because he had to slap a motherfucker.
No, I'm not saying.
For verbally disrespecting his wife in his presence. For everybody that wants to go to, well, you got to keep that same energy. I keep saying, point out the motherfucker that disrespected his wife in front of him, and he sat there. Because I don't want to hear no shit about the internet because we all get caught up on the internet and on our social medias, and we think that's real. Ain't nobody saying that shit to Will Smith's face. And as a celebrity, you're trained to not pay attention when you're trending for unflattering reasons, right? But I stand on what I stand on when I said it when we spoke about it on this show. Is, nigga, I don't get the like hoopla over Will sitting next to his wife and them addressing something that's gonna come out publicly with a spin on it.
But he laughed about the joke at first, my nigga.
Did he laugh about the joke, or was he still laughing from the jokes told? And that's what you got to really pay attention to.
Who knows?
Because, nigga, hey, guess what, though? Guess what? The shit's not funny until when you stop. Nigga, it's funny until it's not. So we can't justify that. Was he laughing because he was like, okay, I'm about to go in here and slap fire from this nigga's face.
Okay.
We don't know why he was laughing.
What if he's laughing because he thought it was funny? Then what would we say about that? What would you say about that? If, I mean, we're never gonna know. But somehow, if we was in the room and we saw him laugh at that specific joke, we know he laughed at it until she looked at him with the disgust. Then what would your opinion on it?
Let me address that in a second.
I mean, it's an if. So go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. My bad.
What I'm saying is that everybody will now put their spin and their psychoanalysts on it and be like, oh, well, she did it because of it. But nobody is talking in facts when they do that. Nobody's talking in facts when they do that. And my thing is we live in a society where right now a black man, of all people, was in a Popeye's chicken and a white elderly person came in there and repeatedly called him nigger and tried to go then and lunge towards his wife. He punched fire from this old man. It went viral. The streets and the culture praised him like, yeah, that's what you do. Yeah, I feel that. That was in a white organization. That was in a white business. It was nothing but white people in there. I didn't hear, no, that's not how you're supposed to act in front of those white people, right? This wasn't in front of the motherfucking world, nigga, where you picking on my wife and you supposed to be a world-class comedian. Not to mention, since niggas are entering all these other oh, well, he wouldn't have did that if he was this or this and this. Now we have this nigga Will Smith on record slapping fire from two men, one white, one black. That's documented. I don't think Chris Rock would sit there with Demi Lovato in front of her husband and go in about making fun of her drug addiction. I don't think he would do that in front of them. Now on his special, yeah, I think he'll do that. But let me tell you something, my nigga. Because you got the ability to make people laugh don't mean you can say whatever the fuck you want to say. That's a misnotion out there in the world. That, oh, he's a comedian. Niggas then everybody apologize to Joe Rogan then. The fuck we talking about? Everybody go apologize to Joe Rogan, who's a stand-up comedian that got, some old footage of him saying nigger and this and this and this. Go apologize to Joe then. You can't have it both ways. Sometimes you can say something, but you can say whatever you want in this country. But every action has a reaction, and you don't get to tell a person how to respond when you disrespect them. If you're a comedian, let your balls hang, and you can say whatever the fuck you want, and you can pick on people because you got the mic, and do what? Say heinous things because well, surely he ain't gonna come do nothing to me in front of all these white people, or in front of national TV. Well, nigga, nah. This hip-hop. Nigga, Will ain't no fucking comedian. He a rapper. Niggas, we went up there and slapped fire from your ass, and that's according to the rules that we all praise. Because on the street, if you're sitting there and you with your shorty and the nigga come up and say something disrespectful that gets a reaction out of her, you're slapping fire from him. I don't care if you're at the fucking Louis store. I don't care if you're at the jeweler. I don't care if you buying a Benz, nigga. You gonna slap absolute fire from him. Like, what the fuck did you just say to my wife? You don't get separate privileges because you're a celebrity. That's just what it is. I love Chris Rock.
I don't think once I'm a celebrity, nigga's gonna be able to get under my skin like that.
I think to me, and you have your right at that opinion. I just personally think that's kind of unrealistic.
Nigga, I'm from, nigga. Me and my brother talks just a bag on me all the time.
Yeah,
nigga.
But nigga, I know you, and nigga, everybody that watched this show knows you. If somebody gets in this comments that you don't know and start talking spicy, you are gonna react to that, fam.
No, I'm really not.
But you have.
On here?
Yes, nigga. Nigga,
talking about being famous.
No, that's what I'm saying. Because if a nigga can't do that on his normal social media, a nigga can't talk spicy to you.
Nigga, a comedian is gonna do his job. They gonna talk shit, nigga.
You keep caping under the guys that he's a comedian.
That's like being
comedians get their ass whooped, fam, too.
So
that's part of it.
But that's like being at a Kevin Hart show and expecting, nigga, Kevin Hart's coming for the comedians at his show. That's what he.
You keep saying it, but you keep saying it. You keep going to this example of them being at a comic show. They're at the fucking Oscars. That's not a comic show. But 99% of that room, nigga, nobody said nothing about.
You how I'm handling the situation. You can't sit here and be like, I don't think you're gonna do that. You're not me, my nigga. I can't tell you what I think you aren't gonna do.
I'm just taking an educated guess.
I'm not gonna fucking
off of prior examples.
I'm not gonna embarrass my fucking self on TV like that.
Okay, well.
I'm just saying, whatever, nigga.
That's your opinion that it's embarrassing.
Like, nigga, there's other ways to do it. Nigga, catch me after, bro. Okay, you talked all that shit, nigga. Word. I'll see you.
See, but some niggas say that, and then some niggas say they don't respect that. Some niggas be like, bruh, why you wait till nigga 2 weeks? Why you ain't get off when I said the shit?
Cause I'm
And
no,
some
no, no,
niggas
no,
know-
but I'm not gonna do. I'm not talking about like later. I'm talking like when the award show is over, nigga. I'm going to find you, and we're gonna do something about that.
I understand that.
Like, I'm
and
not-
that's a good point. But in the guise of two men of their caliber,
I just said, like I said,
Right.
but like I said, it probably was
'Cause
the
that's what we
straw
talking
that.
about.
But it's probably
Nigga.
the straw that broke the camel's back. Like you said, I
what
can't.
straw that
I
broke
can't,
what camel's back? Though?
I can't just from niggas talking about Will, like just the internet shit. He's probably sick of it. And then somebody said something.
I'm glad
on
you said
TV,
probably. I'm glad
and
you
then-
said probably.
And then he's
'Cause I don't
and
think
then-
that.
No, but what I'm saying is, motherfuckers eventually are gonna quit being sick of the butt of the joke. Motherfuckers are gonna get to that. So finally, like I'm saying, nigga, he might have been like the next nigga that says anything negative about me, my family, or my name, nigga, is
All right.
going to get that problem.
And I get that.
And that probably what it was.
I get how people
And
say
with
that
him
could
being
happen.
the homie, like you said, with them knowing each other, he
I get-
knows she has this disease, nigga. He's probably like, nigga, you of all people, nigga.
Well, he said that he didn't know, but nigga, now it comes down to who you believe, nigga. I
Right.
don't know. Like I don't know. Maybe he didn't
if
know.
but if he
but,
did, nigga,
but if everybody seems
bruh.
to know about that about their
How
open
he
marriage.
didn't.
About their open marriage,
Right.
and it's just it remisses me that nobody knows.
Well, I'ma keep
Nobody
it real.
seen Jada crying about losing her fucking hair, nigga, on her show.
Well, I don't watch her show. The
I
only
don't
reason
either.
The only reason I
Shit
even
went
know-
viral.
See, I didn't even watch the.
I'm just saying.
I didn't even really watch the Will Smith shit. It was just one of them things that TikTok.
See,
kept
nigga,
doing.
nah. See, you can't do that. I watched that whole thing.
But I'm saying the part that I watched was him crying and like apologizing for shit that he did, feeling like this probably drove it to whatever. And I just didn't like that narrative of it.
But if you didn't watch the whole thing, like, how can you honestly say that was the context of when he was crying?
It might not have been.
Okay, I'll take that because that wasn't.
It might
That's
not
why I
have
was
been.
looking at you crazy. I was like, nigga, shit, where, nigga?
Yeah.
When did he do that? When was he crying? Because
might.
that's TikTok. That ain't news.
But what
So
I'm
just,
saying
go ahead.
is that the parts that I saw, nigga, the little clips and shit.
You do editing though, but go ahead.
I get it, but nigga, there's
But
a
what?
difference
Nigga, you
between
get it or what?
There's a difference between taking a real clip and then fucking chopping it up. I can tell seams, nigga. There was no seams in the shit that I saw. You're right. I can tell a seam.
But you admitted that you can't tell context with that.
No, you're right.
And it's a
Because of the
conversation.
part-
It's not a movie or a
I'm
visual
not saying
thing.
that. I'm just
It's an
saying
audio conversation. You get what I'm trying to say? Versus like it'd be different if it's like a movie and you describing it and it was chopped up, or a rap video or something like that, or even a song. But in a conversation, you have the only way to hear a
this
conversation
nigga
is to
mad.
have context.
Here comes this nigga mad. He said to give Will credit, his wife has a condition that makes her bald. But okay, it's
I know.
it's an autoimmune disease, my nigga. That's not gonna kill you. Now hold on. Let me make this point. This is the point I'm
You
going
talking
to.
crazy.
This is the point I'm going to though. Niggas have been equating that
Autoimmune
shit.
disease can kill you.
No, but not alopecia. It can't, nigga.
I'm not saying. I'm not here to argue. I'm not going to say that.
Okay.
Alopecia is.
It's not deadly.
But that was just a bland state. You know.
But I'm saying alopecia, that autoimmune disease, is
Right.
not deadly.
But what's the point of that?
What do you mean?
So
No,
so it's
because
only-
some people
is
were.
it
equate-
more or less disrespectful? Because
No,
it's
some people were equating it to motherfuckers like having cancer and shit, and that was bothering me today too. You can't equate that to somebody dying and losing their hair.
everybody that has cancer doesn't pass from it.
No, but I'm just saying,
So I'm
it's
just saying,
way
so-
more deadly than alopecia, who's killed nothing.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying. You're talking cancer deaths and none with alopecia.
Right? But it's
Sorry,
still something.
that was kind of a tangent. My
It's
bad.
still something that you can't control. It's still something that's been bestowed upon you that you have to deal with. And when you're in the public eye, especially as a fucking woman, it is fucking probably heart-wrenching to be going bald in that regard. Not losing your hair gradually like humans do. I'm talking about going fucking bald.
And see, I didn't know she had that because I thought she was just a woman who liked short hair. Because, you know, we do know black women who've just always their whole life rock short hair.
And another thing is, well,
She
no,
bad
that's
as
no
fuck with short
no,
hair,
stop.
too.
That's not has nothing to do with her rocking short hair. She was rocking short hair when she was rocking short hair because she wanted to.
That's what
But
that's why I never knew she had alopecia.
This is
I
like
just
within the
always
last,
thought that was
you know,
her.
like few recent years and shit like that. As she's getting older, this is
see,
not.
I just
it's not
thought
something
that
she dealt
was-
with her whole career.
I thought that was just her transitioning into not having no hair. I literally, until they brought it
she's
up.
been able to get
I
the
didn't
shit
know.
off and make it look fly.
Yeah.
That doesn't make it less hurtful.
No, I'm not saying that.
Right?
I'm just saying
I'm
didn't
not
know.
speaking.
Bro,
I'm
I
speaking
really
to the
didn't.
issue, and so because of that, fam, you got to look at it also too, man. Go look at his last Oscars. See, niggas want to talk about the appropriation and all that shit and appreciation and the time and place. And if we're going to really have that conversation, let's really have that conversation. You do that here, my G? We ain't at the BET Awards. Right. We ain't at the Hip Hop Awards. Where that's to be expected based on the crowd and audience. Mm-hmm. You ain't spreading this thing around. This is the second time you've gotten the opportunity of your career, and you're going to make me and my wife the expense of it. There's other celebrities in here, fam. There's celebrities that we could really talk about in here. Because really, what has Will and Jada really ever done to deserve any disrespect from anybody?
See, the thing about it, I agree with you there. See, I don't know why the fuck he
it's
even
corny.
came after them two.
It's
like,
corny.
All people
because it's
in
low-hanging
that room,
fruit and it's corny. And a lot of men are insecure.
But why not go after why not make the August statement?
Because there's
then?
more niggas that's upset with August and Jada
than there is
than
with
fucking Will and Jada.
Yeah.
Because they're in an open relationship. Like, niggas, stop worrying about where other niggas' dick go. You niggas sound fucking corny.
No, I'm not
that,
saying
nigga.
it's not any less corny.
I'm talking about
I'm
anybody
saying,
that
like,
be on
nigga,
that.
You might as well,
if you'd have got up there speaking at August Alsina, you're right. It's corny, but it's still it's less disrespectful.
Right.
Because that's gotten out as public. Y'all put it out there. Y'all put it out there
it's
to get in front of it.
It's still tasteless as fuck. I'm not saying it's any less tasteless. It's still tasteless.
But it's in the line with a comedy.
Right. He shouldn't have taken aim at the illness if he knew about the illness. If he didn't, like, we don't know.
But let's talk about it on a different level. I don't like hypocritical shit. You either stand on this FBA shit, nigga, or you die on it, nigga. You don't get to make a documentary called Good Hair and then use your opening monologue at a historical, racist, white event.
Wait, that was the opening,
to pick on,
my nigga?
Come on, fam.
Damn, I thought that was like close
Bro, this
to
is like,
end.
well, this is doing the show. Like, this is what it is. Like, think about it.
Wow.
The show still went on after that.
Yeah.
So all I'm saying is, nigga, why here? If we want to talk all this woke shit, nigga, and all this, oh man, all that ain't everybody got a fucking opinion, nigga. Niggas be talking like they just King Kong in their house. I know, nigga, like that ain't the truth, nigga. Your wife got a fucking opinion. Her opinion matters. Mm-hmm. Her feelings matter. If your homeboy came over and your wife didn't like that nigga, and you seen her kind of, you gonna tell that nigga to leave. And ain't nobody gonna have no two which ways about it. I'm just saying.
I don't like that type of fucking
energy,
though, bro.
I don't care
like that
where we are.
My girl don't like somebody. You got to have a fucking reason.
Well, no, I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna give a quick story. I had a girl live with me. We living together. Homie come over. We loose homies. He ain't my ace. Boom. Like we loose. We know each other though. And boom, that's my nigga. Come over, we blow it down. We kick it out the way. All that shit. She would just be real standoffish and real short with the nigga. Now, that ain't your nigga, so I don't give a fuck about that. You don't have to like this nigga. It's my friend.
Right. You ain't supposed to.
I'm not looking for you to entertain him. Yeah. I don't control you. Right. If you don't go in a room or go in another room, like whatever, you don't got to say nothing to this nigga because he's my friend and you my girl.
Right.
But one day I'll get out the shower and she just hit me with it. I don't like him. No name, no nothing. So I'm like, who the fuck is him and what are you talking about? Your friend that be coming over here and woo woo woo. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. Why? I don't know, Keem. I just don't like him. There's something about him. I don't like him. Nigga, there is a such thing as a woman's into fucking wishing.
You gotta give me better reasons.
Okay, that's you. But nigga, I grew up around women too, nigga, so I understand. I'm like, okay, well, you don't have no reason. I know your fucking personality. That's what it really matters. I know the person. It'll be nigga like you my man. If a nigga that's loose, I'm like, oh, that's my homeboy. You be like, bro, I ain't gonna lie, there's something about that nigga. Watch that nigga. I don't fuck with him. I'm not gonna not fuck with the nigga because of that. But I might heed a friend of mine that I know that ain't a dramatic ass, jealous, weird ass nigga is out of nowhere was like, bro, something off about that dude. You be wise to heed those type of warnings. You don't got to act on them right away. You can wait for further information that, okay, I see what Shorty was talking about. This nigga weird. Mm-hmm. I see what Drake was talking about. This nigga a snitch. Or this nigga got paperwork. Or he just on some weird shit. I get what you're saying, right? But in the story, fam, I did what you was on. Like, But I listened to her, and I kept it in my mind. So now the next time nigga over, I'm like, I'm looking at him. Like, I'm examining this nigga. I'm topping it up. I'm kind of guarded a little bit. Nothing weird. He can't pick up on it. Right. But fam, we end up moving on some fluke shit. I'm driving and like, yo, I seen these apartments. I think we can go over there. Them shits is nicer and woo woo. We just up and move. He stayed the night a couple times. Against I don't like to call a bitch my queen because she definitely ain't that. But in the scenario, nigga,
Right.
against the queen's wishes, you
Right.
feel me? I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, nigga, all right, bet. We have a little argument. My nigga needed a place to stay, bro. Ooh. The 2 days he had to stay with us because he needed a place to stay before we just up and moved, he was on a run, nigga, for raping and killing a mutual friend's little sister in her fucking apartment while her family left to go off to work. Nigga, he stalked the motherfucking spot. Nigga knew she wasn't ready. It wasn't time for her to go to school. Bust his way in, nigga. Did what he did to her, nigga. Stuffed her in the motherfucking bed like she was asleep.
This is your nigga Loose that was Loose to your homeboy?
So when I say people around you, people in your circle,
Jesus Christ.
when they speak out of turn like that, like think about that. Like, nigga, what if one of your kids just be like, hey, Dad, I ain't gonna lie. That dude, I don't like him. You're gonna pay attention to that. Like, nigga, why would you say that? Think about that. Kids don't just be walking up to you saying they don't like adults for no reason. And if it's an ancillary reason, they'll tell you and you'll know right then, like, yeah, because your ass ain't had no business running around the motherfucking house acting a fool. You don't like him because he checked your little ass. Mm-hmm. But you'll see the difference. That's all I'm saying. I get what you saying in man brain, like, nigga, you got to give me a reason not to like a nigga. I just think that with women sometimes, nigga, it's not like that. They don't have a reason. Physically, they just be like, there's something about him. And we don't be wanting to get that to him, but we have it too. You can see the stories where niggas be like, yo, man, watch Shorty. Something off about that nigga. And nobody else think nothing off about the nigga. We might look at you as a hater for saying it because the nigga fly or something. Or he the new nigga around, got Benz and some bitches around. Whatever, nigga. We might be like, that nigga. But then, nigga, after a while, a couple of your mans and them is going to hear that and be like, yo, this. Dre said, you know what? That nigga Doc said that nigga was weird.
I've had the. I mean,
you get what I'm trying to say?
I've had the moments where I
know
told
you
niggas,
have,
like,
bro.
Hey, bro. Like,
We all have.
I don't. This nigga.
And you can't say
get
why.
You in trouble, nigga.
You don't know why. You don't know why. Mm-hmm. But you just got a feeling like it's the way the nigga. It's just something. He said something that triggered. Like, hold on, nigga. What did he say? This nigga kind of left, nigga. Like, I ain't keep an eye on this dude.
I don't know, bro.
That's all I'm saying.
I feel all of that.
To go on that tangent, that's just because when you said that, that triggered that.
I just feel like, nigga, Will's still soft in my eyes, bro.
What do you mean? Soft?
Like, the nigga, that was just cornball move. Like, me and Matt agree on this. Like, nigga, like, I get it. Nigga should have never said nothing about his bald wife. I can't expect what his reaction is gonna be, and I can't expect not to be his reaction. If the nigga did what you gonna do. They usually say, yo, first reaction is the right reaction.
You know what the problem I got with that?
Now,
not what you have in that opinion, but the problem with that overall opinion.
This nigga said if he's mad in March, I can only imagine how mad he is in August.
Peep this though. Peep this. Hey, that was a good one.
That nigga ain't shit.
That was a fucking good one. Matt is a fucking witty asshole, bro. Like, that's why I love him. Like, you gotta.
How you ain't make that happen? Me and this nigga meeting each other. What the fuck?
I'm pretty sure y'all met each other before. Matt lived in Reno. We lived in Reno. Matt been around us. Y'all probably have met each other in passing and shit like that. But damn, I lost my point. What was I gonna say?
Something about this nigga being soft.
Yeah, that opinion. It's like, I get it, but, and I've heard niggas invoke his name because I guess he's like the image of the big bad Negro. If a motherfucker said something slick to Cuban Doll at an award show and 50 walked up there and slapped him, y'all would fucking praise him. Y'all would be like, hey, man, that's 50.
No, I wouldn't, because I think 50
that's
is a
50.
cornball.
I'm not, again, I'm not speaking to you.
Okay.
I'm speaking to
he's
the
a
overall
cornball,
statement.
bro. I would not
So
think
people
that
that
was
say
quick
that,
reply, nigga.
you don't get to pick because a lot of people was like, oh, he wouldn't have did that if that was 50 up there. He wouldn't have did that if that was so and so.
And see, I'm not saying that. That might that like I said, that might have been the straw.
He would have
Anybody
did
said
that.
something,
He would
it
have
was
did that
going
if there
down.
was a white comedian, and I'm like, nigga, I seen him slap a white gay guy.
Yeah, like I said, I
Slap
think
the fuck out of him.
Anybody that night talked about her was getting it from him, nigga. I don't. It matter if it was Chris. I think it was anybody,
and that's
nigga.
fair. But I just, to me, I think that that makes sense if we buy into the internet narrative.
That's a crazy narrative.
If we buy into the internet narrative, that
Right.
nigga that's worth $1 billion, that's nigga a walking sex symbol and can sleep with some of the most beautifulest, intelligent women in the world, that's been in an open relationship with one of the most beautiful women of our culture. Y'all keep trying to put corny on him. But it sounds corny when niggas that can't step like that be like, oh, yo, woman, you're a cock. She needs to do that. Like, nigga, they're in an open relationship. That nigga has probably seen men sleep with his wife. And she seen him sleep with other women. That's what an open relationship is. When you swinging and dinging and doing what you do, that's what you
Well,
do.
like I said,
Every man isn't cut out for that relationship.
But like I said, he even
And can't
admitted
handle
that they
that.
were broken up at that point. Like they had taken a break. They were still married, living
okay,
in the
let me
same
give you a
house.
quick rundown because you
and
didn't
it
watch
was,
it. Let me give you a quick
know what I'm
rundown
saying?
about that so you could be in context.
Well, no, he said it to okay, so let me say this. You were right about something. I didn't even give you this bail. Let me give you this bail, let you go where you're going. Him and 50 had a conversation, and 50 was being cool about like asking, hey, are you cool or whatever? And then he said, yeah, me and her broke up at the time, so she did her and I did me. This was a conversation between them two.
But
you know
on the show that everybody keeps referencing to,
Right.
the show that you were talking about that was chopped up on TikTok, they have the conversation, fam. It's the most open conversation that none of us had any business listening to. But the reason why we got to hear the conversation is because you got a little fuckboy August over there that fell in love and shit, nigga, and stepped out of pocket. And not the song, he did an interview first. Now he fell off. He ain't popping. So the interview didn't really circulate.
Right.
But publicists got word of the interview. Mm-hmm. Now I got to go put a spin on this. I got to go let the world know that my wife didn't cheat on me, and she ain't some woman that's cheating on a motherfucking with a mental patient that's younger than her. That's bad for her brand. That's bad for my kids, that's their mother. That's why I don't do the whole, if I was a celebrity, if you was a celebrity, you wouldn't have children. See, that's what Kanye said when he was just like, okay, so y'all can run up to me as a black man from the south side of Chicago and pull a motherfucking blanket from over my motherfucking newborn baby's head, hitting her in the head with a camera because you want to get the first picture. See, now that's not fair because you saying I'll beat your motherfucking ass. Kanye whooped they motherfucking ass. Go look it up. It's on YouTube. Nobody got at Kanye like, nigga, whatever. So the problem I got is why? Because it was at the Oscars. At the Oscars that shit on black culture and black people historically since their inception. Fuck the Oscars. I don't give a fuck where it's at. I look at niggas different that tell me it's a time and place to stand up for any family member.
But you can't say it's fuck the Oscars to you, but it's not fuck the Oscars to him. It's not fuck the Oscars
Obviously,
to
it's
Chris
fuck
Rock.
the Oscars to him. What you mean? This nigga walked up at the Oscars, cool, calm, and collected, unhasted. Chris Rock knew he was coming and was like, tried to laugh it off and hide behind the moment. If you gangster enough and you a real comedian and you gonna say the shit, say the shit. Because I know some comedians that would have said that shit and let Earthquake say that shit. And Will come up there. Earthquake might get his ass whooped, but he gonna be swinging at Will. Mm-hmm. He ain't gonna get his ass slapped 5 fucking inches away from himself and then be like, Will Smith just slapped the shit out of me. Yeah, nigga, you keep doing your monkey show. This real motherfucking life, nigga, and we not low-hanging fruit no more. We not like low-hanging fruit over here because you wouldn't have had that energy for Demi Lovato because you hosted award shows with her in the crowd and you didn't pick at her heroin addict ass. Fuck if he knew about the motherfucking ailment or not. No white comedian was gonna get up there, nigga, and make fun of any black woman's hair in there.
That's why.
And that's not fair. That's the double standard.
That's one
no
reason.
Non-black comedian was gonna get a pass for making fun of any black woman's physical appearance on that stage. Every last one of us would have been calling them racist, canceled them, and been upset. Chris Rock don't get no pass.
That's why I fuck with Dave Chappelle over all motherfucking comedians.
Because he's intelligent and classy in his comic.
If the nigga would have said that, that's the comedian that says it and stands on it. Like, you would have walked up
Dave
and they would have
Chappelle
fought.
would never have said that in that setting.
Never
in my opinion.
I'm not saying that he would or wouldn't. We don't know. I'm not saying any of that.
He's never done anything like that, but go ahead.
He's never hosted the Oscars.
I get it, but he's...
Okay. Do I think he would do it on national television? No. Probably
Pause that part, though. Let me just add on to that. National television in that
space, that setting.
We was just calling them racist a year ago.
He would do it. But here's
which one is it?
If he did it, the nigga. But Dave Chappelle goes at everybody. If he went at them,
all comedians go at everybody. But it's go ahead. Forget your point.
Please let me land.
No, you're stopping. I'm not stopping you, nigga. You're having a hard time getting your shit out, nigga. Not me,
nigga. If he fucking said it, Dave Chappelle's the type of nigga that's gonna stand on it. Like you said, you don't say that. You ain't. How you say that and then watch the nigga walk up on you and slap you?
Okay. What comedian, famous, that we know that can get away with not once but twice going after said celebrity couple and none of us think it's personal? See, we love Chris Rock. I'm from Brooklyn, nigga. I love motherfucking Chris Rock. Brooklyn hold this L. Philly got this W. You was dead ass wrong, nigga. Because I see people like, oh, he could have killed him with words. Nigga, Will ain't rapping. And he ain't no fucking stand-up comedian. No, nigga, I'm going to show you. Because at the end of the day, he could have taken it from your angle a little bit. Okay. Maybe let's say I did say, okay, y'all niggas getting out of pocket. Ain't nobody going to say that shit in my face, though. Mm-hmm. And you was the one that said it in his face. Mm-hmm. So now we shitting on Will? Because if it's not Will Smith, we praising this shit. If my nigga Hove get up, nigga, off his seat, nigga, fix his jacket, walk 15 yards, and slap fire from anybody for saying anything about Beyonce, we gonna applaud him, nigga.
Do you think he would?
I don't think nobody would try him like that because of his past and image.
You're definitely right.
Now, because Hove was an ex-drug dealing rapper,
right?
And nigga, Will Smith is from North fucking Philly, nigga. That shit ain't no better than Brooklyn.
You don't think anybody?
You can't be from that element, that environment in those times. Nigga, all this nigga that Will, all he saw, niggas say that on the internet. Niggas, you know, and just Will's a nice guy.
Jay, now,
ain't nobody ever tested Will, nigga, and not got their ass checked.
Billionaire Jay, do you think he'd roll with the punches a little better?
Hell no.
Or do you think
hell
he
fucking
did the same
no?
Thing?
I think that right now, nigga, right now. Mm-hmm. Because he spoke about it already.
I mean, you can't talk about B anyway because her fans are going to drag the fuck
talk
out.
About
it's over for you.
Fuck see, that's the internet shit. I'm talking real life, fam. I'm talking, nigga, I'm a goddamn man.
It's the internet
and my wife
shit.
is sitting
internet
here.
runs the shit.
No, it don't.
Yeah, not to you.
Obviously not to Will either, nigga. And if it ran it to Chris got his nigga wake up call because the internet don't run shit. At the end of the day, you can say what the niggas say. Niggas is hypocrites. Niggas complain about the internet all the time. Oh, niggas is tough on the internet. They keyboard warriors. Okay, well, nigga, now you said some slick shit in my motherfucking physical body, nigga, in my presence. And I responded a certain way. So Will was saying, fuck your endorsements, fuck the movie scripts, fuck this award show, fuck all of our opinions. I'm standing on mine, nigga. What's popping? You didn't swing back. All you said was, I could, okay. Then the nigga checked you again and said, nigga, keep my motherfucking wife's name out your fucking mouth. You started to say something again. He checked you from the back of the room with no mic. Again, nigga, keep my wife's name out your motherfucking mouth. And what did Chris Rock say? I am.
Nigga ain't gonna slap me, though. I don't give a fuck.
That's I get that. That's your body. That's what you built on, right? But nigga, are we men and women or are we not? And at the end of the day, let's flip it. You sit on somebody's child and a mother is sitting there and she see her fucking child crush. You getting your fucking ass touched, nigga. That woman might get up, nigga, and try to touch you. And I don't care how niggas perceive it. Hey, maybe everybody don't come from that. That's what I come from. I come from that type of like situation where it's like, nigga, it's always classy. It's always respectful. We don't breed bullies, nigga. We got thick skin. We can take jokes. But all jokes have some element of truth to it.
Right.
And if you keep beating this drum, which is the Smiths, because these motherfuckers then gave you, and I'm only bringing race into it because everybody is in my, oh, that's fucked up, you know, at the white spot and at the nigga, okay, well, these white people that historically shit on black entertainers have given you not one, but two opportunities to host their award. We know that they take the mentions and the algorithms and the numbers and they calculate that up with the writers and be like, these are the things that are hip. Who's trending? Okay, Jada's low-hanging fruit right now because half the niggas in the world is corny and can't fathom being in an open relationship with their bitch. They'd rather go fucking lie and cheat, nigga, and sneak behind because they can't dare fathom they wife doing the same thing.
Right.
That's player, nigga. Everybody ain't player like that. Mm-hmm. Now, some niggas are more traditional. You might be player enough to swing like that on some dating shit, but you might want to have a more traditional marriage.
Right.
These are all adult options, fam. The internet is going to internet, like you said. So when you do the Red Table Talk, the reason why I said, nigga, I respect Will for that is because he knew the hits. Look, before Red Table Talk, Will is that nigga. They was talking about trying to make Will the Black Bond. Mm-hmm. Will is that nigga. No blemishes, nigga, has been able to live the life of a playboy while having a pristine image with a beautiful wife, successful kids. We don't.
You know what pissed me off is niggas. They said it on both sides, and this is irritating. Stop saying this. Stop saying Will Smith was never been talented, and stop saying Chris Rock ain't funny. Don't. You guys are motherfuckers.
I mean, these might be younger generations that don't know these people for their work.
These are grown people that we know.
Well, that's their opinion.
It's like, but I don't feel like that was. I've seen these motherfuckers laugh and watch Chris Rock.
Let me tell you this
and
though.
watch Will Smith.
Stop. Let me tell you this though. You say that, but what I've learned,
like both them niggas is wrong.
We project, right? We project our culture on people,
right?
Just because motherfuckers like hip hop with you, don't mean that they're from this original hip hop culture that breeds the music. So if you're from the hip hop FBA culture, there's certain movies you watched,
right?
You just watched them.
No, but what I'm saying is these are homies of ours. These
They're
are some of our FBAs.
I get it.
These are not white folks I'm talking about. And I've watched the Chris Rock special with some of these people.
That's different. But
you know what I'm saying? Like,
to the overarching like theme of that is I see a lot of people going on that too. But it's really like I'm looking at them and it's like, yeah, you probably new to this culture. Like you don't even remember Pookie.
Right.
You don't really know the essence of Chris Rock and how he came to be Chris Rock. You know
what's his name? You don't know.
You know late Chris Rock that does the little movies with Martin and them and the other motherfuckers.
Damn,
nigga, like
before. What the fuck was his name?
Yeah.
I don't remember his
Gusto, nigga.
Gusto. You don't know.
You don't remember none of that. They don't know that shit.
They don't know Bad Teeth.
They don't
Chris
none
Rock.
of that.
Chris Rock used to have the most fucked up grill in Hollywood.
They don't know none of that. So they don't know that part of it.
Right.
But they don't know Summertime. They don't know if you're not from that culture. Because even right now, Summertime is a jam, but you got to be around a certain people to hear that shit.
I don't like Summertime, but I like Will.
You bugging?
No. That's not Will's thing to me. Like, nigga, there's other songs, nigga, where Will's bust his ass off.
Oh, nigga, Will was that nigga. Like,
I just never.
I'm just saying, Summertime's a classic.
No, it is. I'm just saying that's not the song that makes me think of his rhyme prowess, nigga.
Right now, that shit make me want to go, nigga, get some fucking quarter orders or something, nigga, and chill.
What I'm saying
is
around
my
that's
friends
not
outside,
I'm
look at a pretty
his
girl.
Lyrical ability, nigga.
Oh well, no, it was a single,
right?
Like, nigga, you feel me?
But
like, it
that's
was a
what
single.
niggas gauge him off of is Get Jiggy With It.
Well, niggas don't know.
Summertime,
and niggas don't want to do their homework.
Albums, you know what I'm saying?
They don't want to do their homework, fam.
Right.
You could do your homework and just go back and listen. You have that option.
That nigga was busting.
First off, the fresh see that's the thing. Motherfuckers is dealing with Will Smith. Mm-hmm. The Fresh Prince nigga is one of the flyest niggas in hip hop history.
Nigga, you know what, I'm gonna keep it real.
He's one of the flyest niggas.
Jordan was Jordan, but I think if it wasn't for Fresh Prince and Will, them shoes wouldn't have been popping like they were. Nigga,
Fresh Prince crossed over Jordans.
Jordans, Doc Martens, and what else was he
wearing? Crossed them over.
Colors, nigga.
I ain't gonna give.
Brought all
I don't
that
know if I'm
shit.
giving him Doc Martens, nigga. Jodeci held that down, nigga. Jodeci.
You right. But cross colors.
But he was fashionable, nigga.
Bruh.
He was that nigga. Like, he was fashionable. Like, we all wanted the nigga. That's the Fresh Prince. Like,
first nigga wearing Jordans.
It was
on TV
nothing
like
corny
that,
about
nigga.
him. Him and Martin.
Right. Yep. Him and Martin.
Him and
only
Martin.
Two niggas in chains.
Martin and Fresh Prince is two of the flyest dudes to ever touch TV.
They would have Nikes that we'd be like, nigga, where the fuck? And you know them niggas got it from Paris or some shit we ain't got no access. Like, nigga,
they got them from Nike.
Yeah, right.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Nigga, all these big brands and all these nigga, okay.
Nigga,
let's say they
real.
boycott. Okay, Will, you can't come back.
I can't say Will, and Will's
let's talk about it. You
right.
think Will needs the Oscars?
No, because I didn't know. I forgot he had two. So if they take the one, who gives a shit?
Look what the Oscars did to Kevin Hart.
Yep.
No, I'm just saying.
Over old shit.
Everybody, now, don't get me wrong. My mother and father is class personified, bro.
Mm.
I was taught how to act in public.
Mm.
I'm not excusing.
You're not
that.
condoning it. I get what you're saying. Like I know
No,
what you're saying.
I'm not excusing it. I'm condoning it. Maybe 98 point something percent of the time, I'm not condoning it. But hey, bro, because you can't not look at the history. I'm sure he sat there and they was chilling, and it was like, damn, bro, like, you on this shit again? Like, hey, you know what, fam? Now, we all giving our perspective. Will could have been going through some whole other shit. They ain't got nothing to do with Will. Jada ain't got nothing to do with Chris Rock, or ain't got nothing to do with August Alsina or anybody else. I just think that I think it's bad media. He's on a bad media run in terms of the media optics, right? And then you have a whole generation of people that only know this nigga for getting jiggy with it and shit like that. Shit that he went diamond with that, having fun. Some niggas could call it corny. I get it. But it's only corny because what he came from. Niggas might look at it as corny. You got to be cool for niggas to look at you as say that you fell off and you corny at one point in time. You know what I'm saying? But that type of hip hop, that part of the culture has been snuffed out and it's been relegated to the sidelines. So every black person in the culture that are more in line with the Wills and the the kid and play type niggas, they got to be producers and actors and other shit now, because they ain't gonna lie and say that they shot a million niggas, and they ain't gonna get a whole bunch of tattoos on their face, and they're not gonna go join a gang at 20-some years old after getting $1 million record deal. They're not gonna do all that corny shit that on one hand niggas praise, and then on the other hand, when the shit go left, we talk shit about it. Will has always been on the right side of things when it comes to that. But if you know his history, he caught an attempted murder before. He's from the hood, my nigga. He's from North Philly. Nobody's ever ran up on Will, and ain't nobody ever punked him. All these new Tupac fans that think Tupac was the biggest, baddest nigga in the world that run around, oh, well, Tupac did it. Nigga, to me, you don't know shit about the streets. You ain't seen a bunch of niggas fight.
They don't know shit about Tupac.
If you think that too, but I wasn't even going that far. If you think Pac nigga was pumping fear in Will, nigga, like, that's stupid. That's corny. You know what I'm saying? Like, that don't even make sense.
Yeah, I never. So, that wasn't the story I ever heard either. Was that I just heard nobody punk nobody. It was like a conversation type shit.
It was an introduction. Like, yo, I'm the nigga that Jada fucking with, nigga, that you been hearing about. We finally met, nigga. What's up? What's poppin'? That's pretty much that. You know, the internet, every motherfuckers that was born in 2001, nigga, narrating a story on YouTube about what happened with fucking Tupac and nigga, it's, you go listen to that shit. It's certain niggas because they like the way that they, and to me, there's an element of racism in that. If I'm really talking my shit, niggas like the way Pac died. Mm-hmm. Cause I was alive when Tupac was around. I remember arguing with it, especially with a lot of my West Coast friends. I remember arguing with you niggas over Tupac. I'll start calling names out. Niggas used to tell me Pac was gay. I don't know, Keem. That nigga in a bathtub, nigga, with a whole bunch of jewelry on his dick. That ain't kind of gay. And then when they found out it was a white dude that did it, and I don't know, that ain't kind of, they wasn't on, like, I mean, Pac got to Death Row and became a superstar rapper. Mm-hmm. He went platinum before he got to Death Row. That was his best album. No, he had the number one album. He didn't go platinum, I don't think, but he had the number one album. Right. But it was controversy involved in it, too. Album? It was the Haitian Jack joint where when he got the rape case and he went to prison. The one that Dear Mama is on. Because basically that's the one that Jimmy Iovine robbed him from. I think it's All Eyes on Me.
All Eyes on Me is Diamond.
It wasn't Diamond before he got smoked, my nigga.
Yes, it was.
I digress, bro. Never mind. You telling me that Tupac Amaru Shakur had a Diamond album before he got to Death Row? No, he did not, nigga. No, he did his best numbers.
Then we're talking about different albums. It wasn't All Eyes on Me then.
He never had a Diamond album when he was alive.
Yes, he did.
All right, bro.
Oh, my God. We can Google it when it's Diamond certified.
Dog, I'm just telling you, my nigga. Like, nigga, hip-hop wasn't even going Diamond when Pac and Big was alive. Nelly and Eminem was the first rappers to go Diamond in the flesh. And then Hove went Diamond. Like, that shit don't happen a lot in our culture. Because to go Diamond, you have to have nations with population of 2% Negro buying your shit.
Oh yeah, you're absolutely right.
I know, cause nigga, I'm not trying to front on you.
God damn,
I was
bro.
in high school when
Really?
this shit happened.
It was later than that.
No, I know that.
Yeah, he didn't get
I
platinum
know.
until 24.
Dre, you
How the
don't
fuck?
gotta show me that.
But they were talking, nigga, that shit was diamond from nigga before.
Because
I was
that's what I'm
even
talking
then,
about. I'm
nigga.
talking about the fluff of the glorification
real.
of black young death. They love the way Pac and Big got killed, nigga. Niggas like talking about that.
real.
But dog, Biggie was going platinum before he died. That was where some of the jealousy came from Pac. Like, this my little nigga. Pac blew up, nigga, record-wise, selling records, being a household name. Oh, Pac, when he lined up next to Snoop Dogg and Dr. Dre, nigga, that's a fact. He brought a certain credibility to the West Coast from an East Coast perspective.
I think Big might have went diamond before that.
But not from a West Coast perspective. West Coast niggas wasn't looking to Pac like he was some West Coast savior. It was just like, oh, that's dope. Pac dope. We fuck with him. Nigga, it wasn't no East Coast, West Coast tension then. So it was all Pac dope. We fuck with him. Nigga, he coming to the death row. That's going to be dope. He's another dope rapper. Oh, yeah, he really going to be dope on Dr. Dre beats.
Licensed to, it's crazy.
Fam, I'm not the biggest Tupac martyred fan because, nigga, these new fan stands and shit like that be making me annoyed with Pac. Like, nigga, if these niggas tell it, Tupac was the size of Shaq, nigga.
What year
Fucked every bitch in the world, nigga. Never lost a fight and was just the dog. I'm from the projects as a kid. The shit that my OGs taught me to survive is the exact opposite of the shit that Pac was doing. Snoop is from the projects, and he was in the projects running around outside, as these young niggas say. Nigga, Hove, Nas, nigga, Dr. Dre. All these niggas that outlived Tupac were kids that were elements. Hold on.
Who went diamond first, nigga? Big went diamond in 2000. Stop having that argument.
That
I don't
went-
hear no more arguments
Dog,
about
because
Tupac,
niggas gonna
bro.
stop acting like that. Like,
I
you
don't
can't tell a
wanna
nigga
have
that was there,
argument
nigga.
no more,
I'm
bro.
telling you right
the
now.
year 2000, Big got his diamond certification. The
All right,
what's
good.
his name didn't get it for 14 years later.
I'm
nigga.
not even comparing that. I get that. Like, but I already knew that. You never was gonna tell me, nigga, that like Big. Look, Pac had several albums out. He had movies out. Pac was a
Big dropped 2 albums.
Pac was a good artist that I liked because he was speaking a lot of the shit that I was learning in my household. But my friends used to tell me I was too black all the time, nigga, and nigga be like, "Oh, nigga, here you go with your Malcolm shit." But nigga, when nigga, I can call up niggas that be like, "Bro, I ain't gonna lie, man, when we was younger, nigga, you been on Pac." Nigga, I was bumping. I like Tupacalypse, nigga.
I was not a Pac fan until I became an adult.
So a lot of niggas, cause nigga, we've been kind of, and now I don't want to sound like I'm shitting on Pac. I love Pac. You should be a Pac fan. But what I'm saying is it's not that that all these niggas love Pac. These newcomers, they don't love Pac.
Right.
They can't even feel Pac. Niggas be acting like Pac would be doing records with Eminem if he was alive.
They wouldn't. No, absolutely.
That's a fact that
not.
wouldn't happen. And it's not because Eminem's not as white. Pac dated Madonna.
Right.
Pac fucked with old boy from the nigga that killed Kurt Cobain. He fucked with a lot of white people. It ain't got nothing to do with race. Pac would never have fucked with Eminem because of what Eminem's past was.
Right.
And what his past is. That boy is a Black Panther.
Yeah.
The fuck we talking about? So when I be seeing motherfuckers jump, oh, Pac this, Pac that, Pac would never. If Pac was alive, they would never do. It's the
wouldn't
same
know
thing that
what
niggas do with
Pac-
Michael Jordan.
Right.
Niggas
Jordan
really sit
still
there
played,
on
nigga.
national TV and be like, well, if Jordan played in today's era, he'd average 45. Mind you, because of the three-point shooting. Mind you, Jordan shot 28% from the fucking three-point line. The same percentage we killing Russ for right now. The exact same percentage we're killing Russell Westbrook for right now is the same percentage that Michael Jordan shot from the three-point line for his career. And niggas do that glorify. Well, no, nigga, because if he was in this time, he would have been like Steph Curry.
No, he
nigga,
wouldn't
shut
have.
the
Absolutely
fuck up,
fucking
nigga.
not.
No, he wouldn't.
That's
You
the
sound
dumbest
stupid.
shit ever, bro.
But niggas do that. Niggas, I just got done arguing with a nigga that
the
told me.
shot
that told me,
mechanic is different.
Oh, well, if Pac was alive, and if he wanted to, he could rap like Biggie, Nas, and Hove. He could rap like Kendrick if he wanted to.
No, he couldn't.
He didn't want to do that because he had realer shit to say. Nigga, shut up. Pac was alive praising Big,
Yep.
nigga,
On his
lyrical
wordplay
ability.
and lyrics, nigga.
What are we talking about? Big was an alien, nigga. The first time hip-hop, nobody else that matters, nigga. The first time the hip-hop community heard Big spit, they was like, we was like, yo, that nigga's different.
Right.
That's an alien. That's why he was able to be in GOAT status with one fucking record.
Yep. And then one posthumous record, nigga. Diamond in what? 3 years?
But Big died in 97.
Yes, I mean Diamond.
So 3 years after he died, nigga, his shit was Diamond.
Yep.
But now
it took
but
Pac
look,
fucking almost.
But
10.
it goes into other things too, though. If Pac was on Bad Boy, he would have went Diamond faster.
Yeah.
And sold more records and made more money.
That's real.
Pac was on a shady ass label.
Yep.
With a shady ass CEO, nigga. Got himself caught up in gang banging when he's a New Yorker. At a time when New York, only Bloods and Crips in New York was in prison and coming right out of prison.
Right.
That shit was just getting in New York. Like niggas was calling that shit corny. That wasn't the wave in New York City.
No, not at all.
Now you got all these niggas like around you, nigga. They mob, Pyru. You go get the shit tatted. I know West Coast niggas. I grew up on the West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
Niggas is looking at you like a whole herb. Like, bro, what is this nigga? You can't go get a nigga's gang tatted on you. And then when they front on you about it and you realize they don't like about it, you can't come out and tell the world at an interview, oh, no, this ain't no gang shit. It's different. You know, this is money over bitches. Mm-hmm. Now you got corny niggas and niggas from Texas, Atlanta, Chicago, New York, everywhere else screaming money over bitches, screaming the mob. You done took a known gang set, a vicious one too, out of Los Angeles, nigga. You done took that little mantra, nigga, and ran with. Dog, it was bad for Pac in L.A.
Right.
In certain quarters, not in the hip hop quarters, not in the celebrity quarters,
in real street quarters,
but in the street quarter, bro. If these niggas were DP Nipsey, what the fuck you think they on Pac about?
Right.
And if you gonna go and
they
run,
DP Nipsey?
We'll talk about that. We can talk about that. We can get into that. That's a famous story.
About that.
If you gonna run and sucker punch a known West Coast cat pillar. My nigga, we all from the hood, right? We all not from the street. We all from the culture. We wouldn't advise our youngins to do that.
Nope.
Hey, bro, you get some info on a nigga before you put your hands on him. There's killers out there. Now, we all talk about the shooters. We all talk about what my nigga Ho say. Y'all niggas glorify the one that's the guy shot.
We glorify the shooters.
I glorify the shooter. I don't know who you fuck y'all niggas thought he was talking about when he said that. But I know who I think he was talking about when he said that. Mm-hmm. Because it is that, power, this, all that, 50, all that. But niggas want to be mad at motherfucking the little young boy nigga that killed King Von. We praise King Von for having 7 bodies. He get bodied, nigga. Niggas want to cry foul. Because you niggas are rap fans. And you niggas are fans of the culture, and that's cool. And it's important for the niggas that's from this culture that are gonna be born and die in this culture because they have no choice. Mm-hmm. It's like Russ said. Russ told niggas like, yo, just know that when you doing all that shit, nigga, and you let niggas rile you up, that's not the barbershop, yo. That's not your avenue. That's not the niggas in your neighborhood that you might have an allegiance to. Those are 16 and 14-year-old suburban kids from all around the world, all races, black, white, yellow, and green, talking like rap movie type shit. Mm-hmm. And these young niggas is buying into that. That's the Bertha drill. Oh, we got to live it, nigga. We got to really be doing our shit. What kind of fucking buffoonery is that? We can't let these corny motherfuckers steal our culture. Right. Still the one thing in America that fairly paid Negroes, that made Negroes millionaires. We all can't play in the league. We all can't play football and basketball and shit like that, nigga. We all can't sing. We can all get in this hip-hop shit because it's literally a replication of our culture. Mm-hmm. And I speak about that all the time, not to be divisive, but it's to put some respect on it, nigga. Will Smith is from the culture. That's why Chris Rock responded the way he did, because he's from the culture. I think Chris Rock knew once Will smacked him, like, damn, I was wrong. I shouldn't have said that. Now, as a man and being from the culture, I could be wrong and still fight you, nigga.
Yeah, for real. You ain't slapping me, even if you gotta.
But it's all fun and games until they say how they say until the rabbit got the gun, right?
But hold on, like,
because now you got the mic.
Hold on, in your opinion,
and you think everybody's not gonna do nothing to you because you got the mic.
If you were in Chris Rock's position, what would you have did?
I'm tackling that big ass nigga. See, this the thing. I pay attention. Will 6'4", 2-something. Yeah. He could slap you and be a ways.
Yeah.
So he might slap you and get that off, and your swing ain't gonna connect. But he's gonna know that I'm here to fight him.
Yeah.
No, don't walk off.
Yeah, nigga, hold on.
We rumbling right
Yeah.
now. We giving these. Oh, we giving them a show now, nigga.
Yep.
What are you doing?
A
You have to
full-
whoop my.
a full
The
show,
conversation this Monday morning will be, yo.
nigga. Them niggas
You
really.
see Will Smith whoop that nigga Akeem ass?
Yeah.
It ain't gonna be like, hey, bro, you see that nigga smack the fuck out of Akeem?
That he ain't do shit about it. No, absolutely. Like I said, I don't care if I'm wrong. We're gonna fight.
We gotta fight. Fuck out of here. And like I said off camera,
You know,
when the stories came out about Brad Pitt doing what he did to Harvey Weinstein over Angela at a multi-million-dollar event, nobody from his culture and was like, oh, you're embarrassing us.
I ain't even hear, never even heard about.
Because you know what that's called? Freedom. It's called liberation. A man that slaps a man for disrespecting his wife ain't got no fucking bearings on his race or the people in his race. That's fucking slave talk. That's buffoonery. That's either white supremacist talk or slave talk. You either believe that bullshit or you're trying to inflict that bullshit on people. It's a goddamn, like, I don't want to hear that stance at all. Fuck it, I don't want to hear that. He ain't Will Smith slapping a man that disrespected him, that he felt disrespected him and his wife, ain't got shit to do with Akeem Magic Gordon. Like, it don't. I'm not holding it like that. I refuse to, because we do that too much. And then how we gonna live up to that? Now we all got to be slaves to our race?
Right.
Nah, nigga. What if I disagree with the tribe one day? Like, nah, nigga. I don't. It's the Kanye thing. You can't take his black card because he fucked with Trump, whether you like it or not. All his experiences are still real. It's just one of them things, bro. Like, we be wanting to, like, I think when niggas, like, act in a way that you don't expect them to act, people feel a way about it. And I'm not talking about you personally, but I think the masses, fans think that they know a person. You know what I'm saying? Nah, fuck that, bro. Publicly. You disrespected me publicly. What happened to that stance? Oh, you disrespect me publicly, and I need you to apologize publicly. I need you to, we're going to have to deal with it publicly. Good night, love. Thanks. It's just one of those things, bro. Like, we don't have to drag it. This was an entertaining ass night on what normally is a dry ass show.
Yeah, I usually don't.
Let's call it for what it is.
I usually don't give a fuck.
I didn't
about
watch
the
that
Oscars,
shit.
Nigga.
I seen that shit come across my phone that night. I was smoking the L and was like, wait a minute. What that shit say?
Fuck?
Oh, this was a stunt. Let me see these corny ass niggas. This had to be a little corny stunt. And when I seen it, I still thought it was a stunt. And so I seen Will sit down and I seen the old shorty from Black Panther, nigga. I seen her face. I'm like, oh shit. All I know is a lot of men went home hearing this from their wife, nigga. Would you do that for me? Would you do that for me? Yeah.
Sorry, I just feel like certain things, like you said, you don't feel that way. I feel that way. Certain things you're just gonna be a target for, bro.
I agree with that. What I think we disagree, and you can correct me because I'm not trying to disrespect you or put words in your mouth. It sounds like you're saying there's a time and place to deal with the disrespect. And there's a lot of people that's saying that.
No, I don't feel like
I just disagree with that.
I don't feel like there's a time and place to feel disrespect.
So then how is he wrong?
You're gonna handle it. I didn't say. I'm not saying
You
that
said the way he handled it is wrong? Like the
no,
slap?
no, I'm not saying. I can't tell. Like you said, I can't tell a man what his reaction is gonna be, and I would be wrong to
You
do
can have
that.
an opinion. No, we're just giving our opinion.
Right. So, but what I'm saying is like, it's just, damn, I lost my train of thought. Fuck.
Because
Backtrack me like a minute backtrack me like a minute ago. What we were talking about?
what we were saying, like, was your disagreement with him the way he handled it, or where he handled it? Is your disagreement that, oh, because he's a comedian, he's allowed to say whatever the hell he wants?
There we go. I feel like people should have thicker skin. I don't feel like motherfuckers should. This is a personal opinion. I've always thought people should have thicker skin nowadays. Well, you know, this is my stance on a lot. Like with people's like people who kill themselves over being bullied and shit like that. I feel like people need to be, and I just feel like maybe he shouldn't have said what he said, but I feel like maybe Jada and Will should have been like, nigga, fuck you. Nigga, I don't fuck with you no more. You a clown to me, nigga, period, point blank. And
maybe that's what happened the last time he did that in front of the world.
I don't, you're right, it could have. That could have been like, nigga.
They might look at 2017 as, you know what? This is when we really start getting this little negative energy, nigga, tabloid, and make it's okay to make jokes about us.
And he might have, because you know what? You might be right. He might have hit Chris after the first one, like, hey, nigga, don't do that. Don't do that shit again. Because Chris might have apologized, like, hey, my bad. I didn't mean it in malice or whatever.
This is third-party information. Yeah. Allegedly, it might be some tension there in terms of, like, these niggas used to go on couple retreats together. Mm-hmm. And now your wife left you because you got caught cheating. Will's able to go out and meet a little young thing
and fuck something
and have fun. Mm-hmm. Maybe you was trying to be like, Will, nigga, you ain't have it like that, and now it's some little angst there. I really want to know that. I'm trying to understand, why does selective comedians, in selective moments, niggas everybody that said Joe Rogan is a comedian and he's just a comedian and people overreacting, I've seen the same people shitting on Will call them people racist.
Right.
Say that they were apologizing for racist. Saying they need to mind their fucking business. But now, Chris Rock, because he's going at somebody that's a popular target right now, mm-hmm. right? And there's jealousy there, fam. There's always been jealousy with Will Smith because he was a rapper that went platinum. He's the first rapper to win a Grammy, nigga.
Yeah. He's
documented in hip-hop. And then he went and did something completely different. He didn't do what DMX and Ice Cube and them did, nigga, like, which I made some movies. And now Ice Cube is taking a step farther, like directing and doing all that. Will Smith is a fucking movie star.
Superstar movie star.
One of the highest paid.
Yeah.
Yeah, nigga, it might be a little jealousy there. A little jealousy there. He's the little part of the culture that we can be jealous of and throw little darts at. And he's classy. And Will has exuded thick skin. And when I talk about this alpha male shit, I be hearing a lot of niggas, I'm just an alpha male. That's why that shit would never happen to me. I'm like, nigga, to me that sounds crazy, because I think, nigga, an alpha male can sit there, have that conversation, all under the guise of protecting his spouse. If you and your spouse are swinging, it ain't fair for her to look like a cheater.
Right, you're right.
That ain't fair.
Yeah, because
especially when she's allowed you to get movie roles that you wouldn't have got if your transgressions was out in the open. She's allowed you to go fuck a bunch of models and kick it, and it might have been times that she wasn't always with that.
Yeah.
But when the tabloids wrote about it, she was the first one to shut that shit down and show up with you at the movie event, nigga, looking like $1 million, nigga, like nothing happened, nigga.
Right.
When they fronted on you, nigga, at the last Oscars, nigga, she went viral, nigga, for defending her husband. I was laughing at niggas because it was funny. The entanglement jokes, they're funny. Mm-hmm. But I never thought niggas really believed that they were like, that their house is like not in order because we know that nigga, she had a sexual relationship with a fucking R&B star, our former star. Niggas are more comfortable projecting, and most of us do things that are uncomfortable to speak about and are unpopular to share in disguise and in the dark.
Right.
When you're forced to live their life, there's people that make millions of dollars to find out their secrets and put it out there. That's why the whole world knew that they were in an open relationship. What are we really talking about? Let's say they're not in an open relationship. Let's dead that. Let's say, okay, you and your wife are separated for months, if not a couple years or a year, right? Y'all separated. Y'all still going to events together. Y'all married. Y'all business, nigga. Y'all doing the thing, right? It's love. It's not beef. It's a mutual separation.
Right.
You knocking you a couple little young things down, make you feel good again, right? You getting your mojo back. And every once in a while when you see Shorty, your wife, you're starting to miss her too a little bit, though. Because the conversations is different. She don't know how to scratch you. All them young bitches don't know how to scratch you the same. you get tired of like being the nigga that's taking a chick to something new. You know what I'm saying? And don't know how that guy teach him how to act in a little spot, teach him how to wear this, teach him how to do this, all that shit. Right? That's cool. That's fun for a while. But now that's your spouse. You still love her. There's still love there. Y'all separated mutually to add vigor to your relationship. That's what they said on the red table. It wasn't like they separated because they hate each other. They separated because it was like, man, I'm getting to the point where you're getting annoying.
We needed to do this.
We didn't
hate each other. See, I saw that
but
part.
under our umbrella, who we are, our brand, everything, there's millions of dollars. Our network is tied into us being a power couple. We still got to put on face, do our thing, shake the goose, right? But Will is a nigga that's definitely, if you're a megastar, I hate to do it to you fellas. You're a megastar out there and you got over $100 million. You probably are a professional cheater. I'm sorry. So Will knows how to be the big dog nigga with the little young chick. Nigga, he know where to go. You ain't see, Will probably didn't go date a little young R&B star that he could have knocked off. He wouldn't probably use like, that travel agent that I was dealing with, nigga, last month. She bad.
Real quick, right?
I'm about to go for that lawyer at so and so law firm. Yeah, I'm gonna go fuck with her. Or that waitress at that bar that we be going to. He was fucking with right chicks that was perfectly fine being the side chick to Jada, and it was like, oh, nigga, you met her.
Right.
See, this the thing. Niggas take it all in context. Will and Jada and August have been all together. They know what this ain't no secret. It's the weird shit to me is the world is like, oh. Like, I seen niggas just start like, niggas hate Jada Pinkett right now. I'm talking about men in particular. Men. Oh, she's fucked up. She demasculating Will, doing that to Will. I laugh at the shits because it's funny. But until this moment, I never really believed that people believe that.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, y'all really believe Will is a cook?
That's what my brother said.
And she running around, doing like nigga, oh nigga, Tupac, nigga, like, you know what I'm saying, like nigga, put on this motherfucking Tupac song and fuck me, like poop, like Pac would. That's how niggas is treating it, and I thought it was just internet, like niggas was saying that on the internet. It's just funny, but when I seen this, I'm like, oh, people really believe that. That's crazy. I'm just saying, nigga, I might put my money on Will.
You always devil's advocate though.
Because I'm just looking at the evidence. Go look up, nigga, Will caught attempted murder before. Right? Go look up the fact that, nigga, I've seen Will slap the shit out of 2 grown-ass men that disrespected them in a public forum in front of the media. At a spot where he was working. All the little superlatives everybody throw, he's working. That's his job. Nigga, yeah, he was on the red carpet working. Nigga, premiering a movie. Slapped the fuck out of a man because the nigga tried to kiss him. Nigga.
Right, yeah,
slapped fire from him.
Say, hey, nigga, what the fuck?
No, walked off a quick second and turned back around like, nah, hold on. I can't give you that pass, nigga. I'm from Philly, nigga. Get that slap. Look at how far, nigga, that Chris Rock was further than that door.
Dog, he walked mad far.
Nigga got up real
mad
smooth.
Far.
Hey, call me corny.
For the
call me
further
whatever.
I'm gonna let you walk up to
the
me.
king,
nigga.
the niggas I grew up idolizing this shit, nigga, to me, that's gangster.
No, that's a gangster move.
The way
for
he
sure.
handled
yeah.
it was gangster.
That's a gangster move.
Bro, when I see Tyler Perry and Denzel Washington consoling this man and trying to calm him down,
right?
And nigga, it took Denzel to like snap him out of it, like, bro, like, cause for all I know, you got slapped. They went to commercial, did all that. Now, nigga, this shit ain't live TV. And all I know is he was by the stage. So, nigga, did he get back up and was like, hold on, matter of fact, nigga. Bro, I just don't understand why niggas think that Will was some kind of punk or something. I just never got that from him. And I think that people feel this culture, this subculture of hip-hop, not hip-hop, but the subculture of hip-hop, has gotten so used to seeing DMX, Tupac images, thuggery.
Right.
Like they can only see the essence and the brilliance and the class and the good in these young black artists if it's mired in thuggery and rough, right? Niggas forgive. Dog, the way I'm hearing niggas go at Will, you would think this nigga slapped a kid for saying something. Because it's like, nigga, I be seeing y'all give Kodak Black and niggas like that way more passes for way more fuckery.
Right.
So that's why I was asking.
I
like,
don't give Kodak Black no passes.
Is it because of the environment that y'all doing that? Or is it because it's Will? A lot of it, I think, is because of Will. When Will sat next to his wife and they spoke about that, And it got out like, oh wait, you know that she's sleeping with somebody. I think that you're low key like naive if you think that was Will's first time hearing about him and her and August Alsina. Because if you pay attention to the whole interview, they talked about it, and he told her, "I told you." We're not gonna act like I told you. See, because after she got her shit off, Will, in front of her and her mother, got his shit off, nigga, because it was like, yeah, remember them times when I was doing dirt, nigga, and I was, nigga, you don't want to listen to me, though.
Right.
I told your ass that little boy was, nigga, not good because he was getting too nigga, I could see it. But you thought I was just being jealous of your little new boyfriend, and, you know, probably it was flexing him on me and shit, and took it a little too far. Now we got to tell the world our motherfucking business. If you've been with a woman before, that's the energy that Will Smith gave me on that motherfucking stage. And I'm not caping for him. I'm not some big Will Smith fan.
Right.
I mean, I'm going to watch his movies. If it's good, it's not. If it ain't, it is. You know what I mean? Like, I just ain't. I'm just saying. I'm on record. I said that when we was talking about it when it first happened. I was like, bro, I don't think that it's a caught type issue. I think it's more so like a, damn, we got caught because your ass don't know how to listen. You out here yapping and got caught, and now we got it. Dog, there's a video or a picture that went viral. Everybody go look it up. Where they're leaving the hip hop awards or some shit like that, or the BET awards or something like that. They're leaving one of them joints. Soul Train awards or something. Will and Smith, nigga, got an award or something, or like presented an award. They was there. They was, you know, one of the couples of honor type shit. They was there doing that little Will and Smith shit. Will and Jada shit.
Right.
Fam, they go, and there's now, the pictures from the back of it, right? The back of it, of the venue is like where they're all getting in their limos and their car services. Drake, Wale, all the young gunners, like nigga Big Sean. This is when all them niggas was kicking it still. You could tell a lot. They all was there. They all on this side waiting for their cars and shit. There's females all around and shit.
Right.
Drake is looking just like this. Like I'm looking at you right now. He's just staring like this. Everybody else is facing this way. And you can see in the picture, he sees Jada and August getting into a separate vehicle, leaving. You can read Drake's face like, whoa.
What the fuck is going on?
And it's like, nigga, they're not trying to necessarily hide that.
Right.
They ain't talking about it and flaunting it. But, nigga, this is where everybody is. There's media out here. That's why there was a picture taken of it. And it surfaced and kind of went viral after this entanglement shit went public. I think that Will, to take from what you were saying, okay, nigga, I'm becoming low-hanging fruit. But, nigga, I like giving niggas bail off their track record, though. Like, why have a track record? His track record is that, nigga, he is professional. He does have thick skin. Niggas have been calling Will Smith gay for 20 years. Saying he's in the Illuminati and do all this other. Like, and this is something
with Dwayne Martin.
It's something that happens when you're a black African American celebrity, nigga, that reach a certain height.
They either put you.
You're gay.
They either put you in a dress or they portray you to be gay.
You're gay. You got to be gay. Right?
They can't put you in a dress, my nigga.
So, I just look at it from that. Like, I think like what we're discussing is opinions of matter. Like, it's the psychoanalyzing of it and like people really trying to pick sides. Bro, these is two legends. They gonna laugh about this shit before they probably fight about it.
Right.
The only thing that give me pause about that statement is that it happened, nigga, on national TV, nigga, at the Oscars. Like, I don't know. It's not like this shit happened at a nightclub, nigga, and it went viral.
Niggas caught that shit was on.
In 4K, nigga.
Bruh. You ain't slapping me like that on TV. I'm sorry.
You know what's funny? To transition a little bit?
There's certain shit I can't let happen, and that's...
To transition a little bit, you know what's funny, fam? This generation, everything's staged. Everything's a hoax. I can't believe how many people hit me was like, bro, that was fake. He just hit the mic. I'm like, bro, y'all serious? Is that what they're doing with this, all this, like, technology? Is it getting to a point where it just dumbs you down subtly to the point where you don't believe nothing? Because we still from an analog era. Like, that's where we come from. So it's like, I know what I seen.
Right.
My nigga. And I had to go back and look just to make sure. And I'm like, yeah, these motherfuckers is bugging. Like, he definitely slapped that man.
Slapped the shit out that nigga.
You heard the mic. The mic picked up the slap. But that's like, you know what I'm saying? He slapped
They
fire
issued
from
a
that boy.
The Academy issued a statement. Hold on. Let's see what they said.
I don't think they're taking this shit.
The Academy does not condone violence in any form. Tonight we were delighted to celebrate 94th Academy Awards who deserve this moment of recognition from their peers, lovers around the world. Okay, that really didn't say shit.
Man, they love that this shit happened.
They did. What Tiffany Haddish your ass say about it? Oh, it says the most beautiful thing she ever seen.
Hey, man. And we ain't going to act like everybody didn't grow up or know that one nigga that don't play about his chick. She could be wrong as a motherfucker, and you going to let it slide because you don't want to have to shoot this nigga or beat him up or fight with him. Everybody know that one dude, nigga, that's just, hey, bro, leave his girl alone. He's serious about protecting her. Hey, I don't know, man. I don't know if there's a right or wrong answer. I think the truest comment about that is, in my opinion, it's just unfortunate. I'm not glad it happened. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. If Kanye is getting an award and Pete Davidson run up and slap him, or vice versa, or if Pete Davidson is presenting an award and Kanye run up on that nigga and slap him, I'm here for that. That might be more entertainment to me. I might just laugh that off. Like, That ain't a deep dive or nothing. We know what y'all beef is. And we expect both of y'all to be on some fuck shit in public.
Yeah, we know what the fuck. We know what we can expect to go right.
These are two men that have reached a level of class that we rarely get to see in our culture. And so I think that they might be on a different pedestal and they might be held to a different standard. You know what I'm saying? But without all the variables, it's going to be like straight opinions. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got hella niggas that like, bro, that nigga's a cuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I get it because they looking at it like, nigga, what you mean this nigga was smashing your wife? And they might have looked at it and was like, oh, she told. That's why they was mad at Jada. Like, oh, you going to tell this man on national TV? No, nigga, we own a network that has this show. You think we going to let TMZ, nigga, and them make millions of dollars off our motherfucking love life? Or we going to get in front of this shit and do this shit on a red table and boom, boom, boom. Because once I do this, now no celebrity can come sit down and act like they don't want to talk about their life. Bitch, you seen me out here with my husband talking about my life? So now where do they all go when they got to get some real shit off? I'm just saying. Will's hands was kind of tied. Hey, fam, it's a reason why Vanessa Bryant was sitting next to Kobe holding his hands when he was talking about, nigga, I did not rape that girl. I cheated on my wife, yes, but I did not rape her. You can argue, why you making her sit next to you, fam? That's fucked up.
Right.
No, nigga, it says something if she's not. It says a lot that she's not, and it says a lot that she is. So sometimes that's why marriage is a motherfucker, because you might go do some fuck shit and your wife got to hold it.
Right.
Nigga, George Zimmerman's wife probably ain't even racist. She was trying to divorce the nigga and everything before he killed Trayvon. But guess what? She was married to him. And they sat her down and was like, well, you're married to him. This is what you got to do. Like, nigga, and she did what she had to do because he was like, I'll give you a divorce nigga afterwards. She was the good wife, right? Like, she held it down. And we kind of somewhat give her a pass for that. People be like, man, that nigga a piece of shit. He killed Trayvon, but your wife didn't do it, nigga. And, like, we expect you to not come in here and be like, yeah, I think he's racist and he's a monster. You get a little pass. It's spouses, nigga. It's spouses, bro, because I'm telling you. How many men have literally been with their woman and a man has verbally disrespected that woman or made fun of, did anything in jest, right? Physically in front of him. The problem I have with that is I'm like, bro, every man I know that's saying the opposite, I know them. And I'm like, nigga, nobody can say nothing to your woman at the motherfucking Panda Express when she's ordering her goddamn meal. and you not be ready to slap fire from them. Like, hey, well, what the fuck did you just say? And you're going to be approaching them on that energy. And if you don't like what you hear coming back, you might slap fire from them.
Hold on. Time out. Hey, Amanda, you going to watch your fucking mouth in my comments, you dumbass bitch.
Whoa,
Straight the fuck up, my nigga. Because I sent you my podcast and you want to have
relax,
a fucking
bro.
negative ass response, you dumbass bitch.
This is perfect example.
Nigga, nah.
You telling me, no. You just, dog. We just had this conversation.
I hope you fucking failed at life, you dumbass bitch.
And you just told me.
Nah, because you ain't going to come. This is my problem. That I hope your podcast fails shit, bitch. Wish negative shit, nigga. I wish negative on your life. Hope your life fails, bitch.
Whatever.
Hope your kids fail
It doesn't, dog. Don't worry about that.
Dumbass bitch.
Who cares? Relax, bro. Because at the end of the day, that proves my point right
she's still
there.
a dumb bitch.
I don't care about her. I don't know that girl.
Have somebody slap you in the mouth, bitch.
But see,
like Will Smith slap.
No. Don't come on this side now. No, you a fucking hypocrite, nigga. In their lives, my case, nigga.
That,
y'all niggas get off. Nigga.
Somebody slap this.
It's the same
bitch.
shit. It's the same shit.
Have somebody
nigga.
slap this stupid bitch.
So imagine they get that same comment and energy, nigga, next to your fucking spouse, nigga, when they going through something. I don't care, bro. Niggas is being ungenuine.
Hope you fail at life, bitch, and your
niggas
kids.
Is being ungenuine.
Your life and your kids, bitch. Hope you both fail.
Relax.
Nah, nigga, fuck her. Nigga, I'm going there, nigga.
Keep it with her, bro. They ain't got nothing to do with her kids.
Nigga, no, fuck her and her kid. Hope they both fail, nigga. I go deeper than that, nigga. I get disrespectful.
So, nigga, you just proving my point more, though.
Well, fuck you.
I am disrespectful, bitch.
So how's that not corny then? If Will going up and smacking this nigga is corny, how is this not corny? I'm just saying niggas gotta play fair.
Fuck you.
And stop moving the goalpost.
Fuck out of here, nigga.
What? I'm asking a logical question. I'm asking you, fam. I'm not getting at you. Y'all niggas is treating niggas different because they got money. And they famous. Yes, they do. Everybody, because it sounds bad when you say it, so nobody wants to hold that.
Nah.
But the only difference is that, so what, nigga, if it was 13,000 people watching this and we had millions of subscribers and this shit, like all, now it's different? Now that don't matter what she said?
Nah, I'd have probably went in still.
I know you would have. That's why when you was saying that shit, I was looking at you like, bro.
I probably would have went in still.
And you try to tell me, oh, nigga, don't fucking tell me, nigga, I know. And I'm like, bro, I'm not telling you. I'm just telling you what I know and what I've seen you do in similar situations.
Should have watched her mouth, nigga. I'm sorry.
Well, that's between you and.
Watch your stupid ass.
Oh,
mouth,
girl, I
bitch.
don't even know her.
I hope, like I said, I hope your whole life fails. Anyway, what we got next, my nigga?
That's crazy.
Are we landing or we want to keep going? I don't care what we do.
Look how flustered you got.
Like I said, this certain don't come after me, bitch. When all I did was share something with you, don't have. If I share something with you and you don't want to, hold on.
Since we talking about it on our podcast, tell us the fucking story, nigga. We don't know what you're talking about.
Nothing.
Talk about it,
I'm
nigga.
out.
Take the mic.
All these people over here, all right, on here, probably got it fucking watching right now. I got a few new people watching because I was sharing shit. If I share something with you and you don't like it, don't fucking comment. Just shut the fuck up and read it and move the fuck on. When you have something to say, bitch, I'm gonna clap back on you. You weak ass bitch. Like,
should we turn the comments off?
No.
So only favorable comments is cool?
What you mean, bitch? Watch your mouth. Like,
so a comment from a nobody that you claim, right? It's a nobody. Nigga, you cut me off mid-sentence to cut this bitch out.
I did.
What about niggas on Spotify, nigga, in title?
They gonna
that ain't watching this.
What you mean?
The audio presentation of it. We're having a conversation. Like, nigga, fuck the comments. That's what I be telling you, because you swear, oh, nigga, I'm cool with the comments. I be saying fuck the comments because I don't think you are the nigga that's built
fuck
to have people talking about you in the comments. And now you're going to argue with me again.
I'm talk back, nigga. You talk about me, I'm talking back.
But talk back.
But you can't expect what my react. Like you said, I can't
No.
expect
Let me
Will's
finish.
reaction.
You're
Can't
so
expect
triggered.
mine.
You cut your boy off mid fucking sentence, nigga, mid show, to holler at a person that you calling a bitch.
Punk ass.
That
bitch.
don't matter, nigga. I matter, nigga. I'm talking. How you that mad at that? That's why I said, nigga, that ain't good for you because you get triggered from that shit. And I know it don't sound cool, and you be like, nigga, I ain't tripping off that shit.
People should watch.
You are the nigga that you really shouldn't have your comments on. Because, nigga, it's going to sidetrack you every time. What that nigga say? What? Fuck them comments. Respectfully. You know what I'm saying? the comments are a part of the show. But
fuck her disrespectfully, nigga. Respectfully, my ass. You be nice to her if you want to.
I'm not being nice to nobody, nigga. I don't even know her. Stop making this about her. I'm talking about you, nigga.
You do know her personally.
Like, I'm reading what she just said though. The first shit that she read, since we doing this right now, nigga, it was respectful. So nigga, that next comment, nigga, came in through your phone. Y'all talking. Nigga, that ain't got nothing to do with this show and me. Nigga, I don't know nothing. Nigga, nobody else involved in this shit knows anything about whatever led to that. You know what I'm saying?
Like, dumbass
fuck
bitch,
outta
all
here.
you had to do was read it and move the fuck on with your fucking day. Period.
You can't tell people how to act when they see some shit.
Ugly fat
Just like
nose
nobody can
ass
tell you
bitch,
how to
hella
act.
ugly.
Nobody can tell you how to act.
Ugly ass bitch.
Well, no, it don't do that, cause nigga, she wasn't too ugly, nigga, to get invited to come to our shit.
I don't invite
know what I'm saying?
nobody off how they look. I'm inviting
That's what I'm
whoever's
saying.
on the list.
That's what I'm saying. You don't got to clown her. You clown her in your joint.
Nah, she catching this public humiliation.
But I don't know if we talked. Did we talk about the Sean?
Talk about who?
Did we talk about that Browns deal? We can go.
We talked about my Saints sucking last week. I think is what we got into.
Y'all
And then we
re-signed
started
Jameis.
talking. I'm done with him. I don't want him no more. Please send him somewhere else, bruh. He's not proven, my nigga. I'm not using that. We take away the interception. He's one of the greatest quarterbacks because the interception still exists. Not to mention, we just
Did
lost.
he get Rookie of the Year?
No. We lost too many interceptions. We lost Armstead to free agency, who is one of the best offensive linemen in the fucking game, bro. That's why he just got 70-something million for a couple years. So we lose him. We signed Winston for 2. God, I'm done. Like, 2 years. Like, I'm done. Get rid of this nigga, bro. 28 with 21 guaranteed. But I don't want him. I don't care what the fair deal is. I'm done with Winston.
But who else holds it out there?
I'd rather have Garoppolo. The nigga from the Niners is more proven, nigga.
Like, yeah, he's definitely more proven.
I know, yeah. So proven.
I don't know about like individually.
Well, nigga, I feel like he's gonna fit better than fucking Winston does. Nigga, give me Bridgewater back. Give it a nigga who won 6 straight when fucking Breeze was injured and wasn't playing soft teams when he won them 6 straight, nigga.
Was he winning the game or was he managing the game?
No, he was winning those games, nigga. He should have been.
For some reason,
Dog. I'm so mad that we lost him, nigga. I'm so irritated, bro. Bridgewater was a fucking beast, nigga, for my team, bro. When he came off the bench for Breeze breaking his thumb, nigga, bro, that nigga Bridgewater won 6 in a row, and 2 of them were comeback wins, nigga.
One of the things I'll
Come
say
on.
this, and I've always said this, I'm on record saying this. It's changing a little bit, but
Bridgewater's a beast.
when you're a black quarterback in the NFL, if you don't run like Michael Vick and Deshaun, and is least like Mahomes, you're gonna have a short shelf life because it takes 5 to 6 years to get comfortable in terms of like running the offense, commanding the offense, reading the defenses, getting receivers, and getting on the same core to where you can really show your ability as a passer.
Right.
But interceptions don't kill white quarterbacks' career. It's like self-consciously people are like, oh, well, he can't run the ball, so he has to just throw it. He's a pure pocket passer. Well, that's just not the name of the game. That's not football. Like, get the fuck up. Don't get tackled, nigga. Get the ball up the field. What happens with Teddy Bridgewater, as good as he is, because he's not explosively athletic, he don't got the biggest arm, he's not the fastest dude, being a good quarterback just ain't good enough.
It ain't right
for him. So now he's looked at as this straw gap guy that like, oh, you bring him in when you got a new hot shot quarterback and you want to warm it up.
And that pisses me off because
they should have just. I thought y'all was just gonna give him the job.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, y'all didn't know.
I thought he was finna get a nice little like 2-3 year deal out of that, nigga.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
come on, bruh.
I thought he was gonna just get the chance
When
to be
we
the
let
next Drew
him
Brees.
go, I was like, what? This nigga won 6 in a row when Breeze went down. How do you discount that? How do you discount he won 6 games that if we lost all 6, no playoffs, nigga. 0 playoff chance, nigga. He had to win all 6 games. And come on, bruh. And then, all right, so I'm going to give Winston the benefit of the doubt for this last year for the fact that Michael Thomas was out all year. He had no receiver. He had no real threat. He didn't have his real.
Sorry, I know that.
Now, if he does this year shitty with Thomas is 100% healthy. They sat Thomas as long as because they didn't do Thomas like anybody else, nigga. They said, "Oh, you're still not ready? Cool. We'll see you next year.
Mm-hmm.
Don't even trip."
I'm asking.
And
you.
we lost Sean Payton.
Hold on,
Bruh.
calm down. I'm asking you.
Dennis Allen.
I'm asking you. Is Jameis Winston? Was he terrible last year?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes, absolutely.
By your standards, are like realistically, like what was his numbers like?
By what my team was playing like before him, he did terrible.
That's what I'm not asking though.
And
I'm
Bridge-
asking like just by like not comparison
stats last year?
to Breeze years.
And he got hurt.
That's kind of not fair.
And another thing, he's soft, nigga. He gets hurt a lot, bro. I think he's been hurt more than he's seen the field. I'm gonna keep it real. Bruh, he's been hurt a lot in his career, my nigga. On my team included, bro. He was injured a lot of the year last year, my nigga.
Yeah, I know he got hurt and then like derailed his year, but
1,170 yards last year for 14 touchdowns with 3 interceptions, nigga. Unacceptable, bro.
wait, 14 touchdowns, three interceptions? That's not good.
1,170 yards when the below average quarterback is doing at least 3,500
for the season.
Yep.
He didn't have a whole season.
He didn't have enough to have a 1,700 yard season.
But 14.
And then let's go. Okay, so let's go through this.
Wait, stay here real quick. Calm down, because I know you're passionate about this.
No,
He's your
fuck
boy.
that. No, he's not. There's
You
nothing
gotta calm down because we're having a conversation.
I get
bro.
it, but there's nothing there's no bail you could give this man to make me like him. I don't like him. He's not a good quarterback.
Stop personalizing shit, nigga. I don't give a fuck if you like this man. We having a conversation about it. I'm not trying to convince you, nigga.
All right, I'm just making sure. I don't like this nigga.
At the end of the day,
Don't like.
you're saying, oh, well, I don't want to hear if we take away the interception shit, but I'm like, this nigga led the league in touchdowns and passing yards one year, gets traded for Tom Brady, which that's Tom Brady, and then his next year coming back as a starter, he goes out prematurely because he gets hurt, and he gives you 14 touchdowns to only 3 interceptions.
Okay, hold on.
That just shows growth to me.
14 touchdowns in 7 games with only 1,170 yards. So let's go ahead and 7 games.
Is that his fault or the offensive coordinator?
Let's go ahead and divide that real quick. That's his fault. He did not look good on our team, bro. Take it from the nigga watching the quarterback for the team that he loves, nigga. He does not fit the Saints.
I can't take it from you because when we're fans of teams, we're fanatical.
He don't fit the Saints.
Nigga, don't take my word on the Cowboys. I'm liable to tell you anything.
He don't fit the Saints. He don't.
The Saints think so.
I think no. The Saints are idiots. Saints are really.
You wanted old boy. That nigga is not good that you were trying to tell me.
Who, Taysom?
Why do you like him?
It's because Taysom's not a bad quarterback.
Why is he not a bad quarterback?
So that's okay. So that's terrible numbers right there. If you're only averaging 167 yards a game, that's terrible. That's horrible numbers.
That's not all the reflective on the quarterback, though.
Horrible numbers. And all his touchdowns came in the red zone.
But you just told me he had no receivers.
Hold on. All his touchdowns came in the red zone. That's nothing. That means outside of them getting somehow in the red zone, he was not scoring.
Somehow in the red zone.
They weren't getting to the red zone a lot. Our red zone fucking dog. We were like almost last place for red zone fucking conversions and shit last year.
But we're not even. That's not what I'm talking about.
We don't look good with him. It's not.
When you factor in those dink and dunk offense that Sean Payton had, right? He's dink and dunk and then over the top. I'm saying, I think those numbers average out different. Now maybe the interceptions go up too. I don't know that. But for a small
the last good season he had was 33 touchdowns with 30 interceptions. That's not
that
great.
wasn't a good season because he led the league in touchdowns and interceptions, and that's what got him.
But that was
Florida.
the same season that he led the league in yards too.
And then the next year,
5,700 yards.
I get it. But I'm just saying, it's a lot of variables that go. Nigga, you played football. There's a lot of variables.
Okay,
that go
so
into that.
what happens when he comes back next year? We get all of our people back. We have our receivers back. We get somebody to replace Armstead. That's good. He has all the pocket time he needs. And he's still shit. And we revisit this again, and he's still shit.
Well, I mean, you could assume that might happen, but
I said if. I ain't an assumption.
I mean, but you a negative Nancy ass nigga. Like, well, all right, well, what happens when he does this? I'm just saying
I just don't
that
feel like he's.
I'm saying that a nigga that showed you he could lead the league in reception yard and receiving yards or passing yards and touchdowns.
But you can't not.
Can I finish my statement? And then he comes back, and when you next see him before he gets hurt, he's already up 14 touchdowns with just 3 interceptions. To me, that shows massive improvement, and I see why they re-signed him, especially if your only option is Taysom Hill.
That's not the only option. There are other fucking quarterbacks out there still on free agency, bro, who are better than both of them.
What's y'all cap looking like?
We have enough room to give somebody a max right now. Nobody has a max deal on our team.
That don't mean. All right, well, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, it's a reason why they not doing it, nigga.
We were about to give Deshaun Watson the max. We were in the running for
that's
getting
what I'm saying.
him. So, no, we have room.
It's a reason why they didn't do it.
Not to mention, that was before we lost Armstead. Nigga, our cap space is lovely right now.
But I'm just saying, what's the reason you think that they didn't do it?
I don't know.
It's because they looking at Jameis like, oh, we got one for cheap, nigga.
And then they're going to watch this nigga.
We got a good one for cheap.
All right, well, we're going to watch this nigga fail next year, and then we're going to be like, ew. Like, no, he's not. He's not that guy. I've never looked at Winston as that guy.
Oh,
and
okay.
I've been
He's
watching him since fucking Florida State.
He's been that guy since Florida State, though.
Shit.
I'm just saying.
Shit. He was that guy in Florida State. He ain't been that great. Nigga, you're double digits interception every year. Get me a year under 10.
Who are you comparing him to?
Get me a year under 10 interceptions.
Who are you comparing him to at this stage of his career with the same experience? Don't forget, when he first got to Tampa Bay, the nigga had a new coach every year. Nigga, that it was fucking the Succaneers.
Get it under 10 for me.
No. It's a reason why Tom Brady has such a all-star team over there, because they was drafting hella high. Nigga, they had high draft picks because they sucked every goddamn year. It don't matter if you got a former Heisman quarterback, nigga. If you don't got nobody to block for him, pass for him, or scheme up plays to his skill set, they gonna suffer. I guarantee you, if Jameis Winston would have went somewhere, let Bill Belichick get his hands on Jameis Winston, because he praised him coming out. Because, nigga, you can't say none of the other Fugazi shit. This ain't a Jamarcus Russell situation. He has high IQ, nigga, in the quarterback room. He reads defense as well. And he's deadly accurate. Nigga, I don't know how he got into the interception problem. But I've heard people say, I've heard Todd McShay and other people like that say that it's because the offense that he was in didn't fit. Even in that, he led the league in passing yards and touchdowns.
Like I said, we'll see.
We will. I mean, he obviously good enough to be where he at, bro. Like, they don't give cats like him no favors in the NFL to play quarterback. You can be mediocre, nigga, as a receiver or something, a linebacker. You just ain't gonna be no star. They get black quarterbacks out of there, nigga. It ain't a lot of black backup quarterbacks in the league, bro. They're not about to pay your ass millions of dollars to hold a clipboard. That's not reserved for you. So I just look at that too. Like, Jameis Winston is in the NFL because he's a good quarterback.
I don't think he's a good quarterback.
Keep that same energy, bro. When that nigga go out there and be balling, because I'm predicting he gonna ball next year.
Okay, and I'm predicting he's not.
Write it down.
I will.
We got
I'm
it.
gonna write down how
Document it.
shitty of a season he has.
And when he come out balling,
And when he doesn't.
you don't get to cheer for him,
And
nigga.
when he doesn't.
Every time he score, you gotta look the other way.
And when he doesn't.
You gotta say Taysom.
And when he doesn't, I'm gonna be right
Bum
here.
ass
Like,
Taysom. And when you
I'm
told
be
me he
like-
was good, nigga, I was like, oh, that nigga good.
I'm gonna be like, damn, Jameis Winston over here, nigga, doing bad. Doing bad, Keem. I'm gonna hit you every time he does bad. Like, damn, bad game from him again.
I believe you. You ain't gonna be nowhere to find when that nigga balling.
I'm gonna hit you again. Like, damn, bad game this nigga had every
Ain't gonna be
week.
nowhere, nigga.
I bet you
to
he
be
don't
found.
get over 3,000 yards passing this year.
You sound crazy.
I bet you he don't.
If he stay healthy,
$20 right now.
I don't gamble. If he stays healthy,
You boring.
if he stays healthy, nigga, nigga, you boring.
Nigga, put your money where your mouth is. Pause.
Nigga, I don't gamble.
Well, you ain't that confident then. I'm confident enough to put money on that shit. He's not going to get over 3,000 yards passing.
Or you gamble, my nigga.
He's not going to get
There ain't
over
nothing you gonna say
3,000.
that's gonna
He's
change
not
my
getting
life
over
stance, nigga, on
3,000 yards passing.
gambling.
I promise you.
You can't promise that.
Okay.
You ain't using no data to say that. A full season, look up his lowest passing yards for a full season of his career. I want to see that because I want to see what we going off of. What's his lowest?
29.92.
29.92 is his lowest. What was that? His rookie year?
Nah, that was his 4th year in the league.
How many games did he play his 4th year in the league?
Full season.
Okay.
19 touchdowns, 14. Still interception problem.
Yeah, it was a young quarterback,
He's
nigga.
Always an interception
that wasn't getting coached
problem.
right.
Always. This was the best. Last year, him not playing all year is what saved him from being another interception problem. Because those three, hold on, let me tell you, those three were coming off. That was starting to be a trend. Like he was trending down towards his injury.
You see why I don't like really go depth into like talking about niggas' favorite teams with him? You just said a nigga that has 14 touchdowns, that threw 3 interceptions, is now trending down.
He was trending down before his injury.
All 3 of those interceptions was in the same game?
All 3 of those interceptions was in like 2 weeks of each other. Like one Sunday and the next Sunday. 2 in one Sunday, 1 the next Sunday. And he had and there was more that were nigga that the fucking defense dropped. Let's talk about the ones that the defense dropped. Cause nigga, like they don't count.
Those don't count. Why talk about those?
Cause like
that's
said,
like talking
nigga,
about the 3-pointers that didn't go
nigga,
in.
You're lucky these niggas didn't catch that because you didn't 14 for 14. Talk to me when your fucking biggest throw for us is more than fucking 15 yards.
That's offensive coordinator.
No, it's not. That's nigga. That's
Drew Brees used to do the same thing, bro.
Nigga.
Drew Brees used to do the same thing. I don't give a fuck if you're a Saints fan.
Drew Brees
I watch football.
No,
Drew Brees
didn't do the same thing.
Drew Brees was a
opened
quick
the fucking field, nigga. There was a strategy to that.
How
this
many
nigga Winston was
How many
scared.
times? How many times a game did Drew Brees go take it off the top? No more than like 2-3 times a game.
No.
That's what he did.
No, it's not.
That was their offense.
No, it wasn't. That nigga would do this like once a fucking series. He would run the ball either twice with Kamara. He would either throw it to Kamara on short routes to open the distance. As soon as he seen the distance open, it's drop bombs, nigga. He would do that twice in some series, nigga.
All right, now what you have to understand is that you have to earn that type of leeway as a quarterback. You name me, nigga, go just name them. Name a black quarterback that has that type of leeway, nigga, where they can just sling the ball over the fucking field.
I'm done with this argument.
Just asking.
I'm done with it. Go ahead and
just asking.
Where you want to end it? He ain't gonna be.
My question?
No, because he's not gonna be a good
Right,
quarterback, bro. From the nigga
that's not my question, my nigga. We don't gotta talk about it if you don't want to. If you can't have a conversation.
Damn,
but I'm asking you a question.
Nigga, I never thought he was good. I never wanted him on. I never wanted him on my team.
None of that matters.
Never wanted him on my team.
None of that matters. It's not your team.
I don't care. I'm a fan. And I can feel like I don't want somebody on my fucking team. And I never wanted Winston on my fucking team. He's garbage.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't give a fuck. He's garbage, nigga. Cool. In my opinion, he's garbage. Don't want him on my team, nigga. Fuck out of here.
We didn't have to talk about it.
Just like I don't want fucking Dennis Allen. I don't want Dennis Allen as my motherfucking.
And that shows that this shit don't matter.
I don't want him as my head coach because he was a terrible offensive coordinator.
He was a decent coach. He was a decent head coach.
Who? Dennis Allen is his first head coaching job.
Which Dennis Allen is y'all talking about?
Not fat Dennis Allen, skinny Dennis Allen. I'm not talking about. I know who you think I'm talking about. It's not who you think I'm talking about. It's a whole different Dennis. Because that's who I thought it was. So I looked him up. Whole different Dennis Allen.
So it's a new guy.
Yeah.
First time head coach.
But he's been an offensive coordinator in more than one place. And he's not a great offensive coordinator. I don't know. I think he only got our job because he was next in line because Peyton's gone. See it.
Where me and you be arguing a lot is I'm an intangible person. And you be going surface a lot. When you say he's not an offensive coordinator, see, I just happen to know that only two African-American offensive coordinators in football got to call plays.
No. Nigga, Dennis Allen's a white dude. So you're
okay. See, I'm thinking.
Yeah,
that's
that's you're on the whole.
All right, okay, we'll scratch that.
Yeah,
but I'm
Dennis
just saying.
Allen's a white dude.
Okay, so scratch it. So since he is a white guy, did he call plays there?
Yeah, he might have been the. I'll say okay.
I'm asking you.
Let me go back to the Winston.
I'm not trying to put you on the spot.
He actually might have been the. So let's see. Here's the problem. You're right. It is the offensive coordinator and the coach that call the plays. More than the offensive coordinator than the coach.
No, it depends.
So, but in Sean Payton offense, it's more him. It's more Sean Payton than it is the coordinator.
Sean Payton's calling that, yeah.
So, but I don't see him stifling fucking Winston because
Why
you
not?
let Hill run around the fucking field.
Hey, bro, you don't want to get me started
Then
on that.
you need to. And the other thing is like,
you don't want to get me started on that. Remember, he was coaching my team before he was coaching your team.
Yeah, he was your coordinator.
Nigga, and I seen what he did with certain type quarterbacks versus others. He never Nigga, we've had some other kind of quarterbacks that nigga never got a chance to run around like
I'll
Tony
give you
Romo
that.
and throw the
I'll
fucking
take
interceptions
I'll take your
all
opinion
over the
on
field.
that because I've only
Drew
seen
Brees
Sean
has had
Payton,
high interception
like
years early in his career.
But I only seen Sean Payton with a white quarterback, so I got to take your word for that.
Well, I'm just saying. But Drew Brees,
except for last year,
Drew Brees has had issues throwing the ball away early in his career.
No, he
when
hasn't. Nah, I might be talking on my ass.
you are talking out of your ass, like that's why let's fuck the Saints, bro. Because if we're not gonna just have a fair conversation about it, we got other shit to talk about.
Shit, go ahead.
We can talk about some other shit. I'm just stating that, like, when you throw the ball a lot, you're going to have a lot of interceptions, nigga. Like, you're going to be up there. Now, the goal is to get you to be up there in touchdowns and yards and trend down in the interceptions. And once a quarterback gets to that little, like,
but you shouldn't
spot,
be 33 and 30. It should be like
how do you gonna say that?
25 or some shit. Because when you have that many 30 interceptions is really high, bro.
30 interceptions is high.
Hella high.
But when you looking at, dog, I'm just saying, it's just a lot of variables that go to that. That's all I'm saying.
Here's INTs.
That's all I'm saying.
Drew Brees' worst interception year was...
Because I know the funny thing is about
2010, he threw 22 alpha. This is what it should look like. 33 for 22.
And
That's
what year was that?
2010. Was he on my team?
But yeah, he was definitely on your team by that time.
Yeah, but at that point,
he'd
already been in the league, nigga.
I know.
Years.
So think about that. He was a 9-year vet and threw 22 interceptions, right? Now peep this.
That's a lot of interceptions.
They throw the ball.
Anything over 15.
But I'm saying, but they
ridiculous.
also throw the ball way more now. Nigga, you can't even play running back in the NFL if you can't catch the ball.
Attempts did he have?
You know what I'm saying? If you can't catch the ball. So I'm just saying, and when you playing for a coach that don't like you, nigga, they don't put you in the best situations to win. Because they trying to prove to the management that you're not the guy. All that takes place, dog. That's all I'm saying.
658 attempts to only throw 22 interceptions. All right, I'll give you that. That's not when you do that type of math. But what was his attempts that year?
Well, that's the math that we taking.
Let's go look at this.
All that nigga was doing the year that he led the year in interception was nigga running for his life and throwing the shit deep down the field, nigga, to Mike Evans.
Yeah, 626 attempts, 30. That's just a lot of interceptions, dog. It is. He averages like 15 a year, bro. He's got to. If he's going to average 15, he's got to keep having these 28 and like 18.
He will. That's his talent. Everybody can't do that.
But
if you get that nigga Andy Reid, I guarantee you
he might. But here's the thing:
he balls out.
He just might not fit us.
Well, no, I mean, I think it's a short sample size, bro. The nigga, he looked like he was fitting y'all, and then he got hurt.
We'll see these next 2 years.
14-3 is not bad, bro.
This next year will really tell because he has. Once you give him here's I'll give him a little bit on this. He had no run game, and the reason he had no run game is because he had no pass game.
Show me a good quarterback that don't have a good pass game and a no good running game.
I can't. That's real.
So that's where my point is coming from.
But here's my point about Breeze. That's what gave Breeze his greatness.
Breeze didn't win without a fucking running game.
No, he didn't. That's not what I was saying, nigga. Breeze had Kamara doing his fucking thing.
Oh, okay.
He had Michael Thomas doing his fucking thing. You know what I'm saying? He had the other motherfucking.
He had mad weapons around him.
You know what I'm saying?
When he look at his Super Bowl team. All Pro Bowl team.
That's where I had that disagreement with his long balls because he threw a lot of long balls, but he had the opportunity to because he created that. Niggas, Alvin Kamara's averaging fucking 10 yards.
You're saying he created that, and I'm saying when you got Michael Thomas and motherfuckers like that in their prime separating themselves, that helps to Jameis Winston. Jameis is the type of nigga, I'm gonna throw you open, I'm gonna hit you where you at. He's not a running around nigga, chicken with my head cut off quarterback making plays like Deshaun Watson and them just because he's a black guy. Like, that's not – he plays a lot more nigga like Tom Brady. That's what they was comparing him to in college. He plays more like Tom Brady. So, like, if you put him in a system and allows him to play like a young Tom Brady, which means you put weapons around him, you let him manage the game, you know what I'm saying, and when he gets in a rhythm, then you go down the field. That's how they do with every other quarterback.
I just feel like Bridgewater did better in his 6 than Winston did in his 7.
Has way more experience. See, because you don't want to talk about all the years that Bridgewater. Stop.
I'm saying I'd rather have Bridgewater.
But look at the same years in the year 3, 4, 5, 6 with Bridgewater, nigga. Like it wasn't all just nigga. It was like he's not a franchise guy.
He just happened to show his ass that year.
Bridgewater did the same thing that Jameis did. He got to a team. They picked him. They didn't really have everything around him. You got a coach and coordinator that's at odds about drafting him. They didn't put him in the best situation to win. Nigga, and then in 3 to 4 years when his rookie deal was up, he was, nigga, a floating quarterback to another team. He got on another team. Nigga, learned the system, got with a quarterback coach and an offensive coordinator that, you know, seen something in him, coached him up, put him in a brand new motherfucking Porsche and was like, don't wreck it. Drive on the highway.
He did 5. Bridgewater, I guess he won 5. 5-0 when he played for us, nigga. 1,384 yards, so more yards than Winston. 9 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. 1 less interception, but
so look,
5 less touchdowns.
5 less touchdowns, right?
1 less game.
1 less game. Fuck the yards. Because the yards is only a quarterback stat. It don't really matter to nothing.
Yeah, that's not.
It's an ancillary stat. It don't mean shit. Look at the touchdown difference, though. Winston is a gunslinger, bro. Like, he's a big, strong quarterback.
Hold on.
That nigga in rhythm, in the right type system, he can become accurate and get hot.
I'll give you that.
And he'll throw the motherfucking ball around.
Hold on, a lot of those touchdowns from what's his name came from the 10 yards or less.
That don't matter.
I'm just telling you though.
So it's like, but
you're
no,
saying he's
no,
a
no, no.
gunslinger.
He
was not
is
a gunslinger for us last year.
That's because he wasn't really allowed to be, and part of that is on personnel. See, if you want to do that, let's do the roster difference, nigga. Let's compare the roster that whatchamacallit took over for 5 games. They was a Super Bowl favorite, nigga, and then take the roster that Jameis is playing with. It ain't the same. That's why you got how many yards in that 1,500 was yards after the catch.
Do you know the other thing that pissed me off too is that you why when Winston came in you changed up the strategy of bringing Hill in every other little play in the series
because Jameis Winston is a no. Because Tom Brady can't play with 2 quarterbacks. He won't be good. He's not an explosive, I can come in off the sideline, nigga, and throw the ball 40 yards, nigga, on the string, nigga, after eluding 2 tackles. You got to give him rhythm. And everybody else gets on rhythm with him.
What are you talking about?
What I'm talking about is when you bring in 2 dual quarterbacks for a quarterback that's built like Tom Brady, which Jameis Winston is more of a mold of a Tom Brady type quarterback. He has live feet in the sense that I can shuffle around the pocket. But nigga, if you want,
hold on, Breeze didn't.
No, I never said nothing about
Breeze.
But Breeze
only had the secondary quarterback his last 2 seasons.
Let me finish, bro.
I'm saying that might have kept
it worked because he was ill-mobile. It worked because it was keeping him out of trouble.
Though is what I'm saying. That might have been a play.
Do you want him healthy or do you want him effective, bro? You can't control if he's going to be healthy or not. He's a fucking professional athlete.
I need him to be healthy.
Then you don't need him to be healthy if he's not going to be effective.
But to take him out for 1 play and nigga let Taysom Hill open up the field for him a little bit like he did for Breeze, that's not because they needed that help last year is what I'm saying.
Nigga, that shit don't work because they got a scouting report on Taysom Hill now though. See that shit, they didn't have no scouting report on him when he got on the field with Drew Brees. They didn't know if he was really an accurate quarterback or if he really could run. They just knew he could do a little bit of both, so they had to just guess, nigga, and that gave them gas plays.
This is his 3rd year in the league.
I know that. Nigga. And he's digressing each year because he's not shocking nobody.
And then why the fuck are we signing Taysom Hill again?
That's what you should be asking.
Like that, then that brings a question to me. Like, why is Taysom Hill getting another contract?
Because he's probably going to be made into being a receiver.
Oh yeah.
Or motherfucking, they gonna because he's got a talent. He's got a talent. He's proven that he can play on the field.
Winston's 2 years outlast because Taysom Hill's in his last year of his 2-year extension this year.
Right.
So nigga, we'll see.
Yeah, nigga, he might not even be on the team, nigga, coming this season.
If Taysom Hill doesn't get used this year, we know it's gonna happen to him next year. They're gonna let him go in free agency, and he's gonna go where he goes, nigga. And that's fucked up for him because nigga, you didn't even get a real chance to show what the fuck are you.
Yeah, you did. You got the same chance that Pat White got. You got the same chance that nigga a whole bunch of guys got. Hey, learn from Colin Kaepernick situation. Nigga, this shit don't matter to them. This is rich men playing Battlefield. This is rich men playing fantasy football with real top-tier athletes. Don't nobody give a fuck about Taysom Hill. He's not old, an opportunity to play in the NFL. It sounds fucked up because as a fan's perspective, I get it. As an ex-athlete, I get it. Like, damn, that sucks, nigga. He didn't really get a chance. That's what we say. But in the scheme of it, He did get a chance. You started a couple games.
But nah, here's the thing, bro. Taysom Hill needed a season.
To do what?
To show what the fuck he was. I don't feel like he's ever shown what he was. Because I don't know, in these 3 years, I don't know how accurate this nigga is throwing the football.
They do, because they see him in practice, bro.
Like
niggas be ignoring that it's more practice than games in every sport. So when you seeing niggas pick him off and they're on the practice squad scratching to get on the field and on the team and actually get to not play, but just wear a jersey and stand on the sideline like, Mom, I made it. Those niggas, if those niggas is picking him off, if those niggas is causing him confusion,
well,
and then I put him in the game.
We'll actually see this year because Hard Knocks is following the Saints. So we'll see.
We'll see to an extent.
We'll actually get to see.
Because one of my friends was on Hard Knocks, and what he was saying is that, like, dog, they're not going to really, for the most part, embarrass you. You get to see a lot of shit.
But I'm just saying, if we're talking about like the quarterback thing there, they're gonna show that little bit of a battle. Like, this is what niggas. This is, you know what I'm saying.
Once they re-sign Jameis, bro, it ain't no battle.
It ain't.
Jameis is a better quarterback.
I'm not saying he's not. I'm not here saying that. I'm just here like maybe try and run the same offense you was running with Breeze. But you can't. You're not gonna do it now because you don't have Sean Payton, so that's not Dennis Allison's offense.
Right.
That's
and
not
you
how
don't
he
have
plays.
You couldn't do that because you don't have the weapons.
I got to see what the fuck Dennis Allen's even
I'm here to tell you, bro. If you're coaching Tom Brady and you're coaching Drew Brees, you're coaching them totally different. They're two totally different quarterbacks.
What makes them different?
Jameis isn't of the mode.
But hold on, but what makes them different?
I'm going to say right now, if you're going to go in the same mode of Drew Brees, you know who his predecessor is?
Who?
Baker Mayfield. Russell Wilson. It's guys that are shorter, smaller, but they're quick.
You're right.
They're athletic.
Yep.
They got
laser. Brees is 6 foot.
They got laser.
Yep.
They got laser arms.
Mm-hmm.
They're accurate.
You're right.
Right.
You're right.
And when the play's broken, they're not
so.
Michael Vick. They're not scrambling this way.
Nope.
But they're going to scramble this way
and make a play.
And somebody going to cut open.
You're right.
And they got the arm strength. No matter how they're plastered on the ground, on the turf,
on their back
they can
foot,
get the fucking ball to them.
Yep.
That's not
Tom
Jameis.
Brady or
That's not Tom. Yeah. Nigga, Tom Brady, they say, is the GOAT, right? Mm. It's hard to. He made it hard to argue that.
Hold on.
But
nigga, my quarterback's one of the greatest.
He has all the metrics.
He ain't the greatest. He one of the greatest. Breeze is one of the greatest.
Okay, well that's fine. Nobody's talking about him. We're talking GOAT conversation, and he put himself in that conversation, and he did it by being the least athletic quarterback we've ever seen. Nigga, walk into the Hall of Fame, nigga, in the modern era. Mm-hmm. How does he do it? Because nigga, it's up here with him, just like Jameis. So when Jameis is playing with receivers and shit like that are used to playing with a Drew Brees, where it's less up here, it's more so like, okay, you got a guy, you got that guy one-on-one, I'm betting on you, and I'm just gonna throw it up, and you make the play.
And Brees always had a hell of a line too. Brees had so much time to run side to side.
This is where the double standard comes in. If Brees don't have all those things, he can go throw 100 interceptions and nobody faults him for it. Nobody's like, oh well, he don't have a line, he don't have a receiver. You know, when you're a young black quarterback,
that's not real because he was catching hell in San Diego before he left.
They didn't want him in San Diego. He was the first 6-foot quarterback in probably about 15 fucking years, 10 years to come through the draft. He was looked at as a shrimp. He had injury concerns,
had that shoulder injury,
and then he got hurt again.
Yep, had that.
That's
surgery,
why he was having hell there. When he first got to San Diego, nigga, he was balling.
I bet they kicked themselves in their ass still for that. Same way, a lot of teams.
I don't know because they got old boy after that.
But they didn't. Phil Rivers never won them a Super Bowl.
He's a Hall of Famer that sold out
for sure.
That sold out their stadium for 15 years.
No, I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback. I'm just saying
he's a great quarterback.
Traded Drew Brees, and Drew Brees got a Super Bowl.
That's what I be trying to get people to see. Like owners don't look at it like fans. They look at it more so like business wise. I got a nigga for cheaper that kept the machine going. Mm-hmm. We didn't fall off. We had our chances to go to the Super Bowl. We had our shootouts. We ran into two of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play, and nigga, he was just the third guy. That's all it was, bro.
And it was Tom
not
to
mention, San Diego knows, like, okay, we'll pay this running back.
Mm.
But nigga, look at all the stars. Sean Marion had problems with the team for payment.
Tomlinson.
All of them.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Sayal.
All of them. So that shows you we down to like win if we can win, nigga, but we don't give a fuck about what the Giants, the Patriots, nigga, and the Colts is doing.
We're not paying you nothing.
We
like
not
that
playing that
getting
game.
Paid yet.
We in San Diego, fam. We about to make this money.
They're in LA now.
You dig? At the time, yeah, they moved to LA.
Yeah.
But nigga, we at the time we off to the cuts, nigga. We
Nigga, they motherfucking.
This is a good money machine.
They amped up for this year though.
They're gonna be
Niggas
nice.
better watch out, nigga. They got Khalil Mack and
they gonna be
Bosa, nigga, on defense.
gonna
Watch
be
that
nice.
motherfucking defense, nigga. Those are great pass rushers,
So,
nigga.
That's
the
thing.
Bosa brothers are great defense.
No, that's the thing.
Nigga.
And like
That's a football family right there.
when we talk about the dualities of these things, bro, that's just a fact. Like you talking about Taysom Hill, Pat White won a national championship, a Heisman Trophy, and I believe Offensive Rookie of the Year, and nigga ain't got out of the league in 3 to 4 years because he got now stuck on a team that sucked. They not good. They look what they did to Cap, nigga. Before Cap was start kneeling, they was already shitting on him when it was already reported. Nigga, you lost your coach.
You think you think Cap got a chance?
You lost your coach, both coordinators. You lost nigga like 5 or 6 starters on each side. Nigga, but nigga, sports writers got to write about something.
Yep.
We know that you ain't got nobody, but damn, nigga, Cap's got to do better.
Yeah.
Like that type shit. And then when he was balling, and that's why I said that 14-3 is good because Cap went like 16-4 or 6 or something like that and 5, and everybody was praising him. Like with the lack of weapons, the lack of offensive line, the lack of the whole disarray that the Niners was.
Nigga, Cap's one of the most accurate quarterbacks there is, nigga.
That he did that, but the thing is,
mobile.
But the knock on Colin Kaepernick is that he's not an accurate quarterback. That's the one knock on him. And
because niggas don't look on paper where like the stats
but also because everybody goes off the eye test. And what
that.
it also goes off of is that like dog, you got to put Cap in rhythm.
Yep.
Cap is the guy that's a shot maker. He's not a shooter.
Yeah, right.
And Tom Brady and Jameis Winston
They're
are
shooters. Yeah.
You can't bring Steve Kerr or somebody like that off the bench.
It's like the
in
difference
the middle and be like, I need you to go for 7. Like niggas,
it's like the
not
difference
between
between motherfucking Curry and Clay. Because Curry is going to be more off the dribble and running, and Clay
Steph
needs
Curry,
to catch and shoot.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Clay, you got to put
Clay off the catch and shoot, nasty.
It's just as deadly.
But he can't do it.
It's just as deadly.
Got him running,
it's just a different type of venom, bro.
You know
it's just a different type of venom.
Right.
So what happens is, nigga, because nigga, Steph ain't never scored as much as Clay in a quarter.
Nope.
Or nigga in the game. He
didn't score 62 off 11
Or
dribbles.
in the game. 67.
Off 11
67.
Nigga, you put the ball on the ground 11 times. Nigga, yeah.
67. And I think it was more like 5 or 6 dribbles, bro. Like, but either way it go.
Nah, he said it because he.
But either way it
go.
go.
The reason like 11 means so much
on
his jersey. He's like somehow I did 11 dribbles.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
Points like the
but
11's
nigga,
crazy for me.
What I'm saying is that like when you think about that, like football players know, coordinators know, the football world knows, but there's still that duality in the position. The reason why Deshaun Watson is what he is because he brings everything. He brings everything that a Michael Vick or from Baltimore brings, right?
Yeah, that's a lie.
But,
I don't wish I had Deshaun. All the shit he got going, he's gonna get suspended for like a year.
But he also brings nigga from the shoulders up ability of a Peyton Manning and a Tom Brady. See, he was a kid that was 5-star that got to go to those camps in those quarterback schools in high school and be ranked so high.
Watson?
Yeah. That's why he knows how nigga his college coach compared him to Jordan. Because that's why he was able to go in there and beat Alabama. Like, yeah, y'all better than us, but I got just enough weapons
that I can make
that I'm so elite that I'm not even playing y'all. And it's like Nick Saban said, it's another battle between me and the quarterback. Nigga, he was battling Nick Saban. Yeah. Like looking at that nigga at the sideline, oh, okay, you gonna bring this nigga off the side? Okay. Nigga audibling out of shit, nigga. And you don't see that in college, nigga. He was doing that in college.
Who did Watson play for?
Clemson. He's the one that put Clemson on the map. Yeah. And then got right to nigga the NFL doing the same thing with subpar talent.
Hold on.
Hold on what?
He had fucking DeAndre for many years.
How many would you say is many? Because I'm saying 3.
From rookie until the last 2 years when Watson.
I'm saying like 3-4 years tops. How many years Watson been in the league?
He had the most of his career, is what I'm saying.
But these
From
niggas
the
have
start
only
of
been
his
in
career to like
subpar teammates, nigga. So you gonna give me Hopkins and who else, nigga?
he had D Hop. He had their running back was raw at the time.
Who?
The fuck was their running back?
Because I don't recall them having a good running game.
Hold on, they were really good for like.
Because I think you're thinking really more so about the teams that was right before him, and he got in with the like you right. He had that receiver that was dope because those two was balling, but nigga he didn't have no line. He didn't have that much no running game, and he only had like one receiver.
Okay, Watson. Okay, so we're kind of both right. Watson's only been in the league 4 years.
Yeah, I knew it was
Hopkins for the first 2.
right.
Okay,
That makes
Hopkins
sense.
been in the league longer. That's
That makes
what I'm
sense.
thinking. Hopkins been in the league longer.
But that makes sense though, but still like nigga.
But
Okay,
see,
you
this is
named
what I mean.
you named
Here we
Hopkins.
go. This is great interception numbers, nigga.
You can't compare them.
I'm not comparing them to Winston. I'm just saying that's just great.
Oh yeah, nigga.
interception numbers.
That's
nigga.
why he got $200 and something million, $35 million, fully guaranteed, nigga, as a football player.
You're talking, nigga. Last year, 7 interceptions.
After all the
33
after all the charges,
Last year,
Still.
7 interceptions for 33 touchdowns. Year before that, 12 interceptions, 26. Year before that, 9 with 26. His rookie year, 18.
look at his passer rating.
Come
Look at his
on, bro.
QBR rating. I mean,
Nigga, lowest was 98 in 4 years.
yeah,
His
nigga,
average
highest
for
in the hit,
career,
highest in
104.5.
the history of the league.
At this point for career,
Yeah.
104.5, nigga.
And that was with subpar talent.
God, that's why I wish I wanted him so bad.
That was
for
with
my
subpar
team.
talent.
14,000 yards in 4 years, nigga.
You go get him, nigga, a Tom Brady team.
Come on, bro.
You go get him a Tom Brady team.
Oh, Super Bowls, nigga.
That's all I'm saying,
problem.
bro. That's all I'm saying.
Boston's a fucking monster. It
I
just
think
sucks that he's gonna get the fucking. He's gonna have a problem. This next year's gonna be a problem for him. He probably will play.
Let's
half
talk
the
about
season.
that. What problems do you think he's gonna have?
They're gonna suspend him, even though charges were dropped. They're gonna end up suspending him. It's some bullshit, and it's because of the color of this nigga's
They
skin.
might
I
not,
promise you.
but they
No,
might.
They're going to. I'm just going off allegedly. Every sports analyst, every nigga who used to play football.
Yeah, I know, but it's
niggas
over the
feel
top.
like this
But they've
nigga's
also the
speaking-
league has also done shit that niggas surprise niggas. Like the league isn't consistent
Well,
enough
I hope
for me.
this is a surprise thing, and he don't miss no time.
I feel like
All
especially,
charges are dropped. Like
especially if he wins in civil
ain't
court,
no right.
civil
like,
court, he shouldn't. To me, he shouldn't be suspended until this shit is over anyway.
But that they're not going to suspend him before. They are. Once this, that's what they're saying. They're going to determine what happens after all the dust clears.
The season's gonna start before that.
No, it will. He'll probably be almost halfway in the season.
All right.
And then it's just going to be some bullshit. If he's got the fucking Browns on their way to a great fucking season, you suspend him for 6 games.
It's a 5-year deal.
No, but you know what I'm saying.
I feel you.
You take
but
the wind out this nigga's sail. He's
when
having
when
a great.
niggas throw
like,
shit
that's
at you,
bullshit.
you got to make the best of it, right? And dog, what are you talking
But
about?
it's just bullshit. Like, he shouldn't be facing any type of fucking reprimand if the fucking charges were dropped. Fuck what happens in civil court, because we've seen motherfuckers get civil lawsuits when they lost the initial, like, nigga, OJ still paying a civil suit. And
OJ ain't paying them niggas nothing.
Not no more?
He never paid him, nigga. That was why OJ a gangster. That's why his ass ended up in prison on that shit out here.
Okay, they had to get him for something. But they were going to try and get him for
$30 million.
Yeah,
Yeah,
$30 million, nigga. And,
because they couldn't get him in
right,
criminal
because you
court.
lost. So we've seen niggas lose the real case, and then you go for money. So you
All right,
can't.
but
you
see,
don't
like,
go
that's
off.
the thing,
like
though,
that's
like,
bullshit. Like, he
everything
shouldn't
ain't-
be facing no suspension. Charges were dropped. Let this nigga play football. He shouldn't have this hanging over his head no more. This nigga should be getting ready for fucking summer camp, and that's it, nigga. Get ready to put that Browns jersey on, go play in Cleveland, nigga, and see what it do in Cleveland this year, nigga. Period. The fucking charges were dropped. That should be it. Case closed. You can't get suspended, nigga. It's like double jeopardy. How are you fucking punishing me when even the court's not punishing me, nigga? They said it was bullshit. How are you even considering sitting me down still?
Because they're unionized.
Yeah, that's just bullshit.
He's in a
bro.
union, nigga, and they have
It's
a collective bargain.
bullshit, dude.
It is, but it isn't. What I'm saying is this, dog. Like, niggas is going off of, oh, well, this happened and this happened. But what they keep saying is that they look at these situations all independently, right? So, It's easy to say and surmise, like, yeah, he's going to get suspended. I would bet that.
I just hope he don't.
But what I'm saying is that, dog, you also got to look at 2 separate courts.
Mm-hmm.
Found him not criminally liable, right?
And I hope Silver.
Now,
takes
what's
that
not
into
happening?
consideration,
What's not happening? Because
or
we
not
don't.
Silver, whatever is my bad.
Because we don't do this in Gazelle. Because we don't do this in our social realm.
Mm.
The accusers are protected.
Mm.
So what happens is they start doing their internal investigation.
Right.
I heard rumor that the feds looked at this case.
Mm-hmm. We probably did.
Because he's high powered, he's a young black athlete.
And
I'm
it's
sure
a
they
sexual
did.
assault type shit. You know
And
what
it's
I'm
a
saying?
serial number, right? The
Yeah,
number.
yeah.
Everybody keeps saying, "Oh, it's just a number of women that said it," and I'm like, I don't.
What does that matter?
I don't get moved by that.
I don't, because
Right?
if one comes out, then it's like, cool, nigga, let me try and get some bread. I got him, I massaged him before.
So
And think anybody jump on that Me Too shit.
let me just say, we don't know guilt or innocence. I'm not proclaiming that or not. Right. I'm going off of facts.
Court of law, facts.
So what happens is now, like, let's say these men and women of the court and law enforcement, because everybody want to talk about the text messages that sound salacious and sound this. I'm not saying he ain't fuck none of these girls.
But it was consensual.
I'm not saying that either. I can't say that.
Right.
I don't really know. They're saying that any sexual intercourse between this man and these 2 women, the courts are saying it was consensual or it wasn't criminal.
Right.
The human mind in society would be like, oh, well, they just didn't have enough to prove it. That's why men don't ever win when they're accused of these things, no matter how ridiculous it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Right.
Now, people are always going to pick sides. We know that.
Yeah, look at the Chris Brown
But
shit.
what if the fucking courts, the men and women of law enforcement that are professionals at what they do, did their due diligence, and said, you know what? I'm sorry.
He didn't do this. This just doesn't add up.
We're not charging him.
Right.
Right?
Sometimes
Now-
it's just like.
Now, what happens is we do this thing where George Zimmerman kills a fucking kid after disobeying a direct order from a police dispatcher not follow him. After several witnesses stating that George Zimmerman attacked him first. George Zimmerman gets off, and society has spoken. The law has spoken.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
Right.
When a black kid goes in front of a fucking judge at 13 years old, and there's some kind of racist, trumped up minimum charge, right?
Mandatory
And this kid is a
minimum.
good kid, never got in trouble.
They will criminalize the fuck out.
Don't have any. It's not a victimless crime.
He showed up to school one day
They'll
late.
tell his mother and father and his community, he's a good kid. I know all these letters, all these people speak on his back. You're right. We agree. Our hands are tied.
Yep.
These are mandatory minimums.
Yep.
So I'll deal in like the laws of the land. What is fact? What is the facts of this case? in
Motherfuckers
this
still
situation?
drag motherfucking Michael Vick
The facts
over
is
dogs.
the fact is that Deshaun Watson in 2 different counties in 2 different states was found criminally
Innocent
innocent.
Yep.
You can spin that,
by a jury.
acknowledge that, accept that however you want it. Oh, he's only this because of this. Oh, this because of this. And what I'm saying is that we can't let in 2022 the same thing that happened to OJ happen to Deshaun. If OJ was found not guilty, why was he treated like a piranha? Why was he not getting the same treatment as the movie producer that killed somebody and left town and what's his name, Spectre and all the motherfucking people?
Phil
Like,
Spector,
what's up? Why we just leave them on? Oh well, they didn't get you, and the law. Well, sorry.
What's his name? The dude
What's
that
up?
was fucking with the chick that got killed by Charles Manson.
Or the cop that killed Sandra Bland. That's back on the
yeah.
police force. No one is throwing a camera in their face, pariahing and trying to treat them like a pariah. I'm not about to be on that double standard shit. At the end of the day, this man was found not guilty.
Yep.
In 2 different courts,
By a jury of
2
his
different
peers.
investigations, 2 different district attorneys, 2 different judges,
prosecutors, everything.
2 different juries of his peers, to all that.
Yep.
Not guilty criminally. Like, okay, so I don't care if it was 122
And
women.
none of them were in Texas, right?
One was in Texas.
One was in Texas. So, and then the other one not being in Texas, it's like it can't be biased of fandism, nigga. One of these wasn't even in the same motherfucking state where he plays.
What you mean? That don't mean shit, nigga.
But
He's
you
just
know what I
fucking
mean,
NFL
like-
starting quarterback.
I get that, but he's gonna have a lot more leeway in Texas. If you're in the right part of Texas, and niggas love you for being a quarterback.
I mean, if you gonna play that type of game, it'll be because you're rich,
Yeah,
nigga. You know, and he was rich, so he could play that game. That's the thing. That's another double-edged sword for him. It's like, oh, it's because he was rich. But
Or
this is
what
what
I
I'll
mean,
remind.
like,
This is what I'll remind society. We've been arguing about it since y'all got here. Black men don't get those leeways. I don't give a fuck how rich and famous you are. They put Tupac in prison. I don't give a fuck how rich and famous you are. Like, nigga, if you
Put
are
Tupac in
accused,
prison over,
if
like,
you're
no
fucking,
evidence,
if you're
nigga.
fucking accused of
Tyson too.
of doing that, like, you know, doing anything wrong, they can't wait to take a successful, rich, famous, powerful, if you would, black
Because
person.
what Tyson and Tupac were in a
and
couple
do the same
within,
thing.
like a couple of years each other, right?
Yeah, it's all around the same time.
Yeah,
And
two
then, like-
different rape charges of two different models. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Like,
nah.
those weren't plants. Like, the motherfuckers didn't realize that. You had two big, affluent African American motherfucking stars, nigga. Both catch rape charges by models. Come on, my nigga. They planted both of them bitches on them niggas, bro. And neither one of them was getting bail, nigga.
See, that's crazy, bro, because I don't deal in those kind of conspiracies. Like, there's proof that Tupac and Mike Tyson was with these women, and it was just them. Nigga, I don't fucking know what happened. I'm not putting shit past Tupac or Mike Tyson.
But we
The-
also
the
can't put nothing past the women either.
The situation with Pac is a little different because he was with a girl, found out some things about her. Niggas was making fun of him about it, nigga, and he left her in the room with them. That's why Pac was dead ass wrong.
Okay.
He didn't probably deserve to go to, well, not probably. He didn't deserve to go to jail.
prison,
And
right.
then they coupled that with an incident where a white girl that he was dancing with, or she was either white or Mexican, like, she started grabbing his dick on the dance floor, so, you know, he started getting down with her. When this case happened, when it broke that he was getting charged, she went there and was just like, oh, he raped me on the dance floor.
Remember they tried to do that shit with Bobby Brown
So-
because of a fan that came on stage and started wanting to dance with him. Then it became a problem.
Well, yeah, no, those are like, yeah, I get it.
That's just, bro.
But what we talking about is that, like, responsibility. Like, I don't know what the fuck happened. Like, I don't know if Pac left her and she was straight, but he was just kind of embarrassed and was like, man, this bitch played, man, fuck her. And left and like, man, y'all cool. Oh, you know these niggas? Like, all right. And left her there. Because to me, that's lame. You shouldn't have did that, Pac. A grown Pac probably wouldn't have do that. You can't talk about Brenda's got a baby and protect women, all that type of shit, nigga, and then just because you found out that, nigga, the homies did already smash the girl that you like and that you start dating, you know, but that's young nigga shit. That led on top of the other case to them doing some racist shit to him. And that's my point. Show me a black celebrity that's too celebrity, nigga, to not have nothing happen to them. Don't talk about Will slapping another black celebrity. Because if he'd have slapped Tom Cruise, his ass might be left in handcuffs. They wouldn't have asked Tom. Tom Cruise don't got no choice on if he's pressing charges.
Right.
We can't let that part pass, too. The accepting violence that's afflicted on one culture versus the other. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it gets a little tricky with that. Like, I feel you on that. They do be planting shit on niggas. I just don't feel comfortable coming out and saying it so definitively. I don't know Pac. I don't know Mike Tyson. I know both of them motherfuckers to say some very enlightening shit and do some stand-up shit. But I also know both of them
Do
motherfuckers
crazy
to
ass
do
shit.
some non-stand-up shit that I probably wouldn't have never did.
Like Tyson punching
So-
them old folks in the fucking in traffic.
Well, I'm talking about as when he was Mike Tyson. I'm not talking about when he was a kid, when he was young, growing
No,
up.
no. That was
I'm
Mike
talking about,
Tyson.
like-
That was like towards the end of his career when he was doing all that crazy shit.
Okay, well, no, I mean just through his career, nigga. I'm talking about in his prime.
Oh,
When he was Mike Tysoning around the country, being Mike Tyson, doing wild shit, being a, you know what I mean? That's all. I'm just saying that. Like, and dog, that's what I was speaking about earlier with the Pac shit. Other people tend to love and try to uplift and idolize or overpraise, if you would, those of us that are conflicted. You could say it's a societal thing across the board, but I notice the so-called conscious crowd, the so-called adult crowd, they'll give Bobby Brown, they'll give motherfucking Chris Brown, they'll give certain stars, right, passes on certain things.
They tried to get, but they did just try to get Chris Brown on some bullshit. That female needs to be criminally charged.
Well, that's another thing. Like, I don't know if they tried to get him. I think that bitch did some.
Well,
no.
I don't mean they.
Right.
She tried.
And
I mean they, like the grubby ass women out there who try to do shit like that. That's the they I mean. I don't mean like they like the industry.
Yeah, no, like yeah, okay. So
that's what I mean by they.
She
like, she
should go to jail for that.
Shit. Like,
she should go to jail for that. But guess what though? What? You could look at it from her side and be like, why we got to be the first bitch to go to jail for this?
Somebody need to start going to jail for this shit. She might not need to be the first, but somebody got to start being held accountable, bro. Like,
and to further my point, look at Jussie Smollett. We all disagree with him. We all somewhat didn't even believe him.
Yep.
But I stood in reservation. Because, nigga, that shit is likely to happen. It can happen.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like it happened.
Just not
but it's
like
possible.
Chicago, I was
right?
not thinking that's going to happen in
Chicago.
Chicago.
Yeah, I would, nigga, anywhere in America. But it just didn't seem, his story just didn't line up, right? Now, you see how much money they spent to put his ass in jail?
What did he get, 2 years?
No,
he got like 20 days, right?
No, he got like 90 days or something like that, or like 3 months or something like that. But the judge, nigga, ordered him released. Because the judge knows in however long their career is, nobody that did what he did has ever went to jail for it.
Yeah.
That's a fine at best.
Right.
That's playing politics. That's like, we're going to teach this nigga. We're going to
teach this nigger a lesson.
Okay, well, you can't do that. That ain't fair. That's not how it works.
Raising the goalposts.
Same thing with Tupac. You want to talk about how racist we are all the time? See, because a lot of new Tupac fans now don't understand that, like, yo, I wish Pac was alive because a lot of y'all are borderline racist. Mm-hmm. You only respect a black man if he got a gun in his hand, nigga, and selling dope. Yeah. And that's where I was getting triggered by a lot of the Will slander. Because I know for a fact, nigga, if that was a different black celebrity, that shit would, nigga, 50 Cent would have been, that would have made his next single go platinum. He'd have been right back on again.
No, because
if Game
you just know how I'm personal cornball shit.
I'm not talking to you.
God
if
damn.
Game would have did that, I know damn well, nigga, it would have been received different.
Yeah.
Shit, if Kanye would have did it,
it would have been received.
It would have been received different. If Hov gets up, nigga, and slap fire from a nigga because he talking slick about Beyonce.
Oh, he gonna get all the praise, nigga.
Nigga, because it's expected. It's something that like, oh, well, we understand you when you do that. But Will, because of his success in Hollywood, and when you reach that success in Hollywood as an actor, ain't no thuggery going on. Will got some niggas around him. Don't get it fucked up. But it ain't no room for no entourage. You gonna come sit on the set, nigga? Right. Like, it ain't that type of, it ain't the music industry no more. Right. So he gets removed from the constant reminder that he from the street. If Will was just still making music all this time like an OG rapper, you would still see him in North Philly. Yep. You would have seen him more with Meek Mill and shit like that. Right. So you would have a different energy for him. If Yo Gotti,
you would see him the same way you see Jazzy Jeff and all the places he is.
Yo
and
Gotti, slap sitting there, nigga, or Gucci Man is sitting there at the award show, and somebody going on his wife, nigga, and he look at her, nigga, and see that she her nigga, and he get up there, nigga.
Oh, they gonna think that's the most gangster shit ever.
Bro, what are we talking about?
Just like him rapping about killing.
So my thing is, nigga, you don't get to do that. You don't get to do that to none of my peoples, nigga. Will grew up in the same hell in America, nigga, even worse possibly, nigga, than Gucci did. Will was making his way in the 80s, nigga. Early 90s. Mm-hmm. Bodies was dropping, nigga. Crack was new. Like, I'm just saying, fam. Like, Philly don't breathe nothing soft, nigga. Who are we expected to get disrespected publicly, nigga, from fucking Philadelphia and not do nothing?
Yeah, I
And
can't
niggas
name
got,
nobody.
And niggas got Will fucked up. It's like,
Because
bro, y'all
even
keep looking at
even
Will like
Bill,
the actor.
even Bill Cosby ain't gonna
Nigga,
let you fucking
Fresh
disrespect
Prince,
his wife like that, nigga.
nigga,
You ain't
Fresh
disrespecting
Prince,
Camille, nigga.
The Fresh Prince, nigga, from Philly.
Right. No, I'm just saying, like,
just
even
saying,
who
niggas
they
got him
consider
fucked
the
up.
like the most square nigga from Philly would be
I don't know
Dr.
why.
Huxtable, nigga. And there ain't no way, nigga. Talk
And
about
that's crazy, too.
Talk about motherfucking damn, how did I just say her name and I lost it?
And that's
Talk
crazy,
about
too.
motherfucking Camille, nigga. Shit.
Yeah, that's crazy, nigga. Like,
Maybe not now, not the dude who's going blind and he's mad old, nigga. In Will's age, nigga, please say something about Camille. I
this nigga,
bet.
what you mean? Even right now, Dr. Cosby, nigga, stood on his own, nigga, as an accused rapist
Yeah.
in a fucking federal penitentiary, nigga, around a bunch of
Nah,
goon
that's
ass
real,
niggas
yeah.
and general population.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like I
Going
said,
blind
say
in one eye,
something,
nigga,
yeah.
and failing and almost being crippled, nigga,
Yeah.
like, and held his own, like, nigga,
so
he
say
in there.
something about Camille, nigga. He gonna slap you, nigga. And we all consider him to be hella humble and shit, and wouldn't be like
I
that,
guess,
nigga.
you know, the underlying trigger
Nigga,
for me.
come on, bro.
The underlying trigger for me
They
is
don't breed soft shit in Philly. They
if
don't.
you're not vocal
Like-
on my people's liberation, I don't like all the fucking analytics. Now, when somebody does something in public, everybody is public fodder. Like, you get to speak on it, right? You did it in public, nigga, we gonna have opinions on it. I just don't like when it gets deeper than that. Like, at the end of the day, don't stop psychoanalyzing black Americans, nigga. Because if we want to really open that fucking can of worms, like, we're gonna have to do it with everybody.
Right.
And you're not gonna like what's displayed. You're gonna want to get sensitive, nigga. You want to call it racist. You want to call it fucking this xenophobic and homophobic and this and all the other fucking phobias and shit that you created up and all out the world. We don't have time for that. At the end of the day, it was a misfortunate thing that happened, right? But when you look at the split and the demonizing of certain said parties, I'm just like, bro, what are we doing? Keep it hip hop. Keep it street. This is our culture. This is what we do. Right? I'm not talking about just the violence part, but I'm just saying, like, because you look at a man, what I'm really mad at is, like, niggas that's classy, niggas that's loyal to their families, niggas that's well-spoken and articulate, is still be still from the hood, bro.
Right.
Dodge the same bullshit that you dodged. Probably did it better than you. And the warning is you should be careful for that. Because getting it off Will, you could say the same thing about Puff. Oh, then Diddy gay. Oh, Diddy this. Oh, Diddy that. Because, nigga, first off, you know Diddy's not responding to you, right? You ain't never going to be anywhere that he at. You ain't that exclusive, right? And then, second from that, or thirdly, I would say, is that, like, when you're a person that's reached that status, same thing I was saying about Will earlier. But, dog, let's talk about it. Diddy is known for slapping the fuck out of niggas. That's why it was funny when he got up there and was like, oh, don't trip, we're going to make that all right at the gold party. And, you know, everybody just bring love. That's why the people that know was laughing because they was like, yeah, bro, I was there when you put hands on J. Cole. I was there when you yerked up Kendrick because of that motherfucking
him
control
and J. Cole
verse.
did get into a
Yeah,
fucking
because
fight.
Kendrick, nigga, J. Cole protected Kendrick. He brung Kendrick to the party and was like, bro, I brung him here. It was like, nigga, you can get this too. Nigga, he put hands on Drake. Nigga, I don't know who wanted to fight these fights, but I know, nigga, it was altercation.
He gets in altercations. He's
It was
confrontational.
physically
Yeah,
altercations,
he ain't
like,
no
nigga.
bitch.
And the thing is, bro, I'm just like, nigga, y'all, it's just the perception that the misperception, I should say, that kind of like, it just bugs me a little bit. Like, yo, y'all niggas got real life fucked up. Y'all be worried about the nigga that got all the shit on the internet, nigga talking crazy. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Hey, bro, you know how I feel about my nigga Whack 100.
Right.
I love that nigga. I know he's capable, but nigga, I listen to Clubhouse every other day. That nigga telling somebody he going to pull up on him. And nigga Whack got about 1 million fades set up all across the country. I know for a fact when that nigga hang up his phone, he be dying laughing. I'm like, bro, this shit is funny. It's just making him money doing this thing. Like, bro, this shit is crazy. First off, nigga, you think I'm pulling up on you in Philly to fight you?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
And then when I come to Philly to handle my multi-million-dollar business, you think that you can get in touch with, like, you think you just running
You
up
get
on
to
me?
me, right.
Bro, I got the cops that know you, nigga, that's chasing your ass around, nigga, running my detail. This is the real life versus the shit that niggas be getting caught up with because it's in our face every day and they're using real life people. You can watch the video games and shit where nigga they done developed, right? You see that meme with LeBron and they be like, damn, LeBron been in the league killing this long. And they show that nigga, you can barely take his face and then he looked like a real picture. Okay. Imagine that, but with real people.
Right.
That's what social media is. That's what this whole shit is and it's becoming. Now, there's real fragments in it and there's useful fragments in it. If you're sustainable in your own sanity to know so and to maneuver that way. Like, nigga, if you can get off your phone and put it down, if you can do these type of things when you're supposed to get business done, then yeah, okay. But we grew up in, I keep telling niggas, like, we're not the internet era that, like, the generation under us is. That's never not had a phone. You see these young motherfuckers, bro, they lose a loved one, nigga, they go right to the live stream, nigga. I've seen motherfuckers live stream mourning a loved one, nigga, that's laying there bleeding out.
Yeah, that's that.
Like, fam, you don't want to spend those last
911.
few minutes with him until the cops come in. You're never going to touch him again, possibly. You got to peel me off of a loved one if I'm holding you as you die in my arms. Bro, I done seen motherfuckers live streaming while motherfucker dying in their arms. Like, this shit is getting out of hand.
This shit's out of hand.
Oh, nigga, is she downtown?
Right.
Yeah, she always been downtown, nigga. I don't want to see that shit, nigga. I'm in the middle of a podcast, nigga. Like, I don't want to see that, nigga. I'm talking about something completely different. Hey, let's get up out of here soon. Deshaun, man, more power to you. More power. Respect to the Browns. I'm more surprised that they did that they signed him. Nigga got the biggest contract in NFL history. That's a win. It's too late to say if it comes out that he did anything wrong because he's already had his day in court, nigga. They said he ain't do nothing wrong.
Yeah.
No matter how you want to word it and spin it, that's what they said when you come back with the not guilty. That's what not guilty means, nigga. Whether we like it or not. We have to treat that man like he's not guilty. All right? Stay on sports real quick. I ain't get to this last time. If I did, correct me. But I remember I was telling the homie, I was like, bro, I'm going to start calling that nigga Bron 10, 10, 10. He said, Keem, why you going to do that? That's stupid. I said, because he's the first player ever, nigga, to have 10,000 points, 10,000 assists, 10,000 rebounds. But I said, it's disrespectful, though.
Well, yeah, we've had this conversation.
Okay, right. Yeah.
Because you said he's got almost.
Because then I'd be
he's
like
got
literally
about to have
shorting
more
him
than
20,000.
more than Kareem. I mean, in points.
No.
Shorting him like 20,000 points.
No, I'm talking about just the stat line when they was praising him for breaking that to being the first player to ever do that. One of the things I was saying is the reason why you can't call him 10, 10, 10 is because, yeah, they calling it the 10, 10, 10, but it's actually the 30, 10, 10, 10. You know what I'm saying? Like, we spoke about him being the GOAT before, nigga, in our opinions in certain ways and how, nigga, the numbers are going to add up. But I just remember I was just watching that shit, like, just watching this statistician dude, like, Asian nigga, he was talking about the shit, and he was just like, man, he was giving examples and shit like that of how long certain people's primes would have to be at their scoring rate.
When it's all,
And it's just like, bro, that's
when
nuts.
it's all said and done, the only thing Jordan will be the GOAT of is having 6 championships. And
Why would he be to go for that?
I'm just saying this is going to be the only arguments that'll be left. It's championships. And the fact that
He don't.
when LeBron's done playing, I don't think his shoes will last the length that Jordan's will. I think LeBron's sales will plummet. I don't think they'll retro. But here's what I don't think they're gonna retro anything for him. I don't think. This is personal. I know, dog. There's been no other dude except for like Iverson.
Well, no, Jordan's the first. Yeah, for sure.
Iverson's is starting to get retro.
But you do know they have LeBron retros though, right?
They just started
But I'm
I
just
have
saying,
a pair.
I'm
of
not.
them. No,
arguing
you're right.
with
I
you.
have a
I'm
pair
just
of them. My
telling you
South
that, like,
Beaches are retro.
But no, yeah, but I'm talking about legit re-release retros, nigga. The fucking
no, that's what my South Beaches are.
Okay,
those
see, I didn't know
those
that.
aren't original 2008s.
They re-released?
Those came out last
Okay,
year.
yeah, because
those
nigga,
are-
you know the
those are
LeBron
retros.
ones and shit. That niggas
Yeah.
love them.
But I'm saying they're not gonna last. Jordan is gonna continue. There will be a day, is what I'm saying, that LeBron stops, his shoes stop, and Jordan is gonna keep.
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
I get that. I can see why.
It's
I mean,
dead.
I can see why people say
I
that
just
because
feel like there's just no
Jordan is
touching
the- is
the
the-
Jordan machine, bro.
yeah, I can see why
Just
people say
don't.
that. But they're built off the same machine,
They are,
and so
but
the thing is,
and LeBron shoes don't have value like Jordan's does. Some do,
because
but
he's
a
still,
lot of.
but it's because he's
Jordans.
still playing. Like when Michael Jordan was playing basketball, and we can watch him, niggas gonna stop acting like Jordan was going for $1,000 and
No,
shit
no
like
shoes
that.
back then.
They
were.
wasn't. So nigga, I'm just
There was
saying,
no hype game back.
I'm just
then.
saying, nigga, like we sleep. Our era definitely sleeps on 2, 3 people in the sneaker
Hold
game.
on, real quick. What
We
bugs me
sleep on
about the
James
sneaker
Harden.
game?
We sleep on Steph Curry, and we sleep on LeBron, because we don't rock those like
James
that.
Harden, no. I would put Kyrie's shoe in James Harden's place.
Kyrie too. I meant to put Kyrie in there. Those are the top 4.
I would put Kyrie's
Those are the
shoe.
top 4. Kyrie.
You're missing another one.
Who?
KD. You got to put KD in that. His shoes
I'm talking,
are
but nigga, but you
going-
talking to a person that I've been in gyms
Oh,
with
okay.
1,300
I see what you're
fucking
saying.
kids.
Right.
And when you
You're
start
not
looking
really
at
seeing
these sneakers,
KDs.
you see KD.
You're gonna see Kyrie's.
But nigga,
you're
I'm
gonna
talking
see
about
Harden's,
what
you're
they
gonna see-
rocking.
You can see Kobe's.
I said kids. You gonna see fucking Kyrie's, Steph Curry's, and LeBron's. You gonna see a lot of LeBron's, a lot more than you would think.
I think you see a lot of LeBron's.
To be honest, you're gonna see a lot of like the LeBrons, and I want to take
You're gonna
LeBron
see
and
more
KD
You're
kind of
gonna
out
see
of it.
more Jordan than anything, though.
No. That's what I was just about to say to you, bro. No. Nigga, I had to fight with my fucking boy because my godson was damn near in tears
I hate Jordans. Honestly.
because his
I
dad
don't even wear Jordans.
kept buying him Jordans for basketball practice, and his dad was like, I always wanted Jordans. I never got them. Like, he's tripping. Them
They're
Michael
not good
Jordans.
hoop shoes now.
They're good hoop shoes. What they're not is when you're 13, 14, 15 years old, you ain't ever even fucking seen Michael Jordan play.
Right? Yeah.
Michael Jordan to a 13-year-old kid now is Dr. J when we was coming up, nigga.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to wear the Magics and the Dr. J's and the Larry Birds,
Fuck
nigga.
no, I'm wearing
Give
the
me these
Jordan.
fucking Charles Barkleys and these Mikes and these Scotties or something,
Right.
nigga. What are you talking about?
Right.
I don't care if they were better. I don't care none of that shit. I don't want to wear no Claude Frazers, nigga.
I'm wearing these weapon.
Dr. J's
These
and
weapon.
shit. Come on, fam.
Converse.
That's where I think it gets misconstrued because what happened where Jordan does
All-star.
where Jordan has one up is he's already gotten into his shoes became part of lifestyle branding. But nigga, we don't pay attention to it.
Yeah, I don't.
But niggas wear LeBron's
I don't
too.
feel like LeBron is gonna transition well to the lifestyle.
I think that's crazy
But that's
because
my opinion as
no, I
a
get it.
sneakerhead.
But if you also pay attention to it, Jordan was never a sneakerhead.
Because I got one.
I repeat, Jordan was never
I'm
a
not
sneakerhead.
saying that.
Let me finish my point. LeBron is, and LeBron is more fashionable in my opinion.
I just don't.
So I just think that he'll
From
keep it. He'll keep it going.
sneakerhead perspective, there was 2 pair of LeBrons I liked as a hype. I consider myself fucking hype beast in the sneaker shit. When it comes to sneakers, nigga, I feel like I'm one of them. There's 2 pairs, nigga. It's the South Beach, that whole line of them, the 8s,
Right.
and the Soldier ones.
But you know who you sound like? Original sneakerheads. When the Jordan shit started popping.
But see, I don't like.
Let me finish.
Fuck Jordans.
But let me finish. I didn't say you like Jordans.
I know that.
I'm saying you sound like a sneakerhead from back in the day that likes sneakers, right? But you don't hoop like that. So it ain't like you just nigga or like nigga. And plus, it's a whole different little thing when you get to LeBron because older, like bigger dudes are fucking with LeBrons. Like not from our generation, but younger dudes because it's built for them. Like they
'Cause he's
built
a big
strong
dude,
and
right.
like you know what I'm saying. Like so that got a lot to do with it too. Technically,
Yeah,
LeBron,
we see how weak Nike
technically-
shoes are. 'Cause
technically,
that
LeBron
nigga
is the
Zion
top-
blew through that shit.
technically LeBron is the top selling big man ever. He won't ever get credit for that. But nigga, in Jordan's era, if you was LeBron size, nigga, you wasn't really getting the shoe. Like Magic and Larry Bird was the first ones to ever do that, nigga, at that size, and the only ones, and they really didn't take over because all kids aren't captivated with that imagination. Mm-hmm. You don't look like, nigga. There's dudes that can look at Jordan and be like, oh, he's like my dad's size. It ain't too many niggas that can say that, nigga. Nigga, like, yeah, I see myself in LeBron, nigga. Like, me and LeBron gonna be the same size. Like, I'm gonna be like LeBron size. Even if you're that tall, you're not that big and muscular and put together like that. It's just different. I just think where a difference is because it's like we get caught up in time capsules, and we say that. But I remember boldly laughing when a coach told us that, nigga, y'all keep it up. We're going to sign this little deal with Under Armour. Y'all going to be wearing some motherfucking Under Armours around here. And we all start dying laughing. Hey, fuck out of here, nigga. I quit. Nigga, I was never hooping those.
I couldn't.
I got some cold-ass Curry Under Armours at the house.
Now, with Curry being there and redesigning.
Brandon Jennings is the first basketball player to ever sign with them, and we thought that was nuts. Like,
but I don't like it.
They must have paid him hella money. No. Well, they didn't have a shoe program for him like that. Yeah. They just made some basketball shoes and, like, here. It wasn't a signature
just like line. I don't like New Balance for Kawhi. That's the less shoes.
Have you seen the new ones? Shit's just hard.
New Balance don't need to make basketball shoes.
Why?
Stick to lifestyle and stick to runners, bro.
Matter of fact, in high school, nigga, I remember one year we had New Balance.
No.
Them shits was all right.
Ain't no fucking way.
Hella comfortable, nigga. You crazy. But yeah, they more for the like lazy boy shit. The New Balances.
These?
No, hell no.
Those are mad ugly. These?
Nigga, these.
I don't like those.
That's again though. You don't hoop. You don't be. See, it's a different eye for sneakers versus like some shit that you about to hoop in, my nigga. Like, nigga, you crazy. Like, nigga, motherfuckers was trending, nigga, on Twitter. Nigga, like, ooh, nigga, New Balance, nigga. When y'all dropping those? Yeah, these motherfuckers is hard right here, bro.
I'll stick to my 997s and shit.
Yeah, motherfuckers is hard. But nigga, yeah, of course, like that's we talking hoop. Like, you know, you can't mix them. Nigga, what looks cool in jeans and shit like that all the time. You can't just necessarily hoop in those.
That shoe looks uncomfortable, man. Nigga.
What shoe?
The one we were just looking at.
Dog, you nigga, not at all. Not at all. I guarantee you that shit ain't uncomfortable. Especially being built by New Balance. That's their whole shtick. Is comfort. Nigga, that shit about to be. Them motherfuckers probably feel great. Cause I remember I ain't a Kawhi fan, but I was just like, nigga, I grab some of those to hoop in. That's like a good hoop shoe. You know? Jordan towards the end.
Jordan shoes towards the end were garbage.
They wasn't like the best hoop shoes in my opinion.
The ones that he didn't wear were not good.
But like the only Jordans, because the designer left. The only Jordans that's really fly, nigga, is like the retros, and that's what they keep doing. Like niggas be gassing, oh nigga, Jordan's never going nowhere. Niggas is gonna get tight watch, bro. I'm telling you, they'll become a staple. But niggas be acting like brands don't like change out like that. Like Jordan is doing his thing to hold on and captivate the young audience, and I think what he's doing is great.
I feel like LeBron's gonna fizzle out before Jordan does.
I don't think so.
The shoe wise,
I really don't.
I'm just saying, it's just
because when you look at I'm just saying because when you look, I'm just going. I know, but I'm just going off of the numbers. I'm just like, nah, I don't, bro. Like, because all the metrics and numbers say that he's right on par as a player in that same time capsule. Now, what's remaining to see is what'll happen after he retires. But I just think that, like, nigga, by the time LeBron retires, he got so much fly shit coming out and doing. I just think that he's gonna probably put way more energy and effort into that when he gets out. His brand might get better later, whereas Jordan's, I don't think it really did. Jordan's got more like bigger,
got worse later.
But like nigga, we're not gonna lie. Like Jordan, the kids that run out and niggas stay the night for Jordans are corny, nigga. They're not the cool kids no more. Like Jordans ain't dominating the cool kids table no more. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, Dunks.
So
Dunks is where it's at over everything. Over any basketball shoe, it's Dunks right now, bro.
I mean, if you even still consider that a basketball shoe.
No,
so,
I mean,
you know,
over any basketball shoe, Dunks is over any shoe, period. Like, that's just It's almost like every dunk that comes out right now is reselling for $1,000.
Yeah.
It's just like that's the hot shit is Nike dunks, bro.
It's cliche. That's what was, that's the thing, bro. Like,
And Nike dunk, that's
I be
only
looking
a
at
Jordan 1. That's a Jordan 1
be-
with just a little subtle differences.
well, that's
the
what
bottom's the same, the fucking...
that's what they took. They made the Jordan 1 off
I
of.
know.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And to me, it's just, I don't know, bro. Like, that shit is.
That was laziness.
I used to love a lot of things, and I used to wear those cultural badges for them. Like, I remember arguing with older people and different people, some of my Mexican friends and some of my white friends, and it's cool, bro. Like, I like seeing how that shit has penetrated like popular culture, right? But I'm like, dog, I'm hip hop to my core. Like, I got mad Jordans and shit like that I'll pull them out, put them on, and take them shits off before I leave the house, bro. Because I could just see somebody at the store or somebody that I know that just, you ain't supposed to be up on this, nigga.
Mm-hmm.
And now they done made, nigga, our shit, nigga, commercialized. And they don't criminalize none of you niggas. They don't say you niggas is bad money management. You all everybody just get cool points. And we all got Jordans on. I be going to the club and shit. I go to certain spots. You walk around in the mall, and it's like, go to a high school. All these niggas look like it's just like if they was like, oh, dress up like your older brother today.
Yeah.
Like they just, the lack of originality that comes with it. And then we be mad when it spill over to the music. We be mad when it spill over to everything else. And it's just like, why you think all these young directors and shit just making remakes and shit like that? Because they don't have that. Like, if everybody ain't wearing it, these niggas don't got the balls to like wear it. And the ones that do are rock stars.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Lil Uzi.
Yeah, wear whatever the fuck you want.
Look at NBA YoungBoy and certain niggas that just kind of get it. Like, man, I'm doing this.
You either gonna like it or you ain't. Like,
a million of the youngest is gonna follow him. When we was kids coming up and youngsters coming up, young creators and shit, doing something dope was dope. But it was another thing to get niggas to follow it.
yeah.
To get niggas to like mimic it and make it a part. Like, that's hard to do. Damn near impossible. And damn near everybody that had that, legend. We read all their stories, hear all their documentaries. Oh yeah, nigga, when he was young, nigga, we had the nigga, he was doing this. You hear it. They was already doing that. Mm-hmm. So it's just, it's a crazy thing. While we on this artist shit, just to wrap it up, I wanted to ask you something. Mm-hmm. From an artist perspective more so too. I don't know if you're familiar with the Young Blue and Boosie situation.
Mm-mm.
You know who Young Blue is though?
No.
Damn. That's crazy. Yeah, I forgot you ain't been DJ yet. You got to get on your shit. Get back off this. Then get dust off your equipment now that you back on.
Who is Young Blue?
Young Blue is just a super mega star. I'll play some music for you. You probably heard the song.
I probably heard of it.
Nigga, I'm a grown ass man. Nigga, his name is Young Blue. I don't know the names of his songs. Don't front on me like that on camera.
Nigga,
I know the song when I hear it,
if
nigga.
I tell you about
I'ma
somebody,
share it
I
with
know
you.
a song by the nigga.
Mind your business, nigga. Just mind your business. Let me finish, nigga. let me finish, bro. Let me finish, bro.
You ain't gonna ask me a question, tell me mind my business, nigga.
Yeah, bro. Mind your business, nigga.
Fuck out
So,
here.
so nigga, hold on, bro. So Young Blue is this artist. Signs with Nipsey, right? I mean Nipsey. God bless him. Signs with Boosie. Boosie put some money on him. Get him right. Give him the studio. Jump on the track. Get him some traction. You know what I'm saying? Puts him in a situation to where he lands a Drake feature off the strength. Just got at Drake like, yo, bro, this is my young artist. He kind of do what you do. He dope, man. I mean, I know you don't owe me nothing, bro, but like,
Get a feature.
if you retweet him, fuck with him or something, nigga, it mean a lot to him. He get on the track. Young Blue is out of here. Then he gets on Vlad, another Boosie Connect, obviously, right?
Right.
And says, oh, well, yeah, I'm not really, I really ain't signed him because Vlad was just streaming through it like, yeah, so you signed with Boosie and
okay, I did catch that.
All right, so let me finish.
Okay.
So now I'm speaking to the audience now that we're on the same page. So Boosie I remember the interview when he was at Boosie when Vlad, you know, he messy nigga, he gonna bring it up again and ask him about it. He was just like, I ain't gonna lie, man, I don't know what he talking about, Vlad. And I knew it was bad then. I was like, damn, why would that artist that you put this money into, put in a position to win, come circle back around
and slight you
and do that? That let me know, my man, my brain. I'm like, oh, bro, that little nigga already talking to somebody.
Yeah, he got a deal in the works, big deal, or what he considers a big deal.
So what they accuse Rock Nation a lot of doing, somebody else did that to him. I think it was Universal, one of them type of deal. They came in with an extra big bag up front. You know, they probably screwed his ass over, nigga, in his deal. And was like, yo, bro, we going to give you this. We could take that song, nigga, and get it on here. And with the Drake feature, we going to get it on the radio. We could do it here. We could make this shit.
All the same shit Boosie could have did for him.
But in slower time.
Yeah, but fast money ain't the good money.
We got to learn. Sometimes you either know that coming in or sometimes you learn it, fam.
And
you're going to learn it, right?
Well, they learned that.
You're going to learn it,
nigga,
fam.
Rock Nation wasn't going to put the money for him fast enough, nigga. They was going to get, but they would have got him the great bag at the end. But nah, he needed that instant
all along,
money, nigga.
That's the thing. Like,
he had to get a great bag the whole time up to the big bag when it came.
And that's okay. Yeah, you're right. No, it's the same thing.
You would have able to manage him to a big bag through another big company, like, hey, and negotiated the best deal for this. Oh, my bad.
No, that's cool. Go ahead.
Oh,
go ahead.
They would have negotiated the best deal for this nigga Wale. They could have at the end, like, nigga, Warner Brothers now, nigga, they want to give you and whoop-de-whoop, we still your management. Ain't no getting fucked in it. We good, bro.
Or he could have just signed the Rock Nation.
Yeah, niggas
full throttle as an artist, bro. Like Rihanna. But either way, go. It's decisions. What is the? Do you feel like you owe? Do you feel like he owes? See, because my thing is, owe is a strong word, but I'm like, bro, if you,
absolutely, yes, he owes Boosie something. Period.
If you're making, because so this is the thing.
He owed Boosie the chance to make his career because, nigga, he gave you the play that's making your career, nigga. Without Boosie, that Drake play don't happen, nigga. And I don't want to, and maybe one day down the road, but nigga, it's not happening right now or when in the time frame it did. So absolutely, yes, he owes Boosie something, nigga.
All right, so let me finish.
But you want that instant.
Boosie definitely has a brand.
Yep.
A cult following, if you would. So when he comes out and stamps you, right?
Bro, you got hella fan base already.
There's a certain exactly.
That's
you're
like
already
when
moving.
1017 Gucci Mane, he gives you a stamp.
And then when he gets to open
CMG,
the shows and the things like that, he's getting your views up. He got you certified. They go on social media now. He got you. You know what I'm saying? He got you on tracks with young boys.
Checks and shit.
He got you doing all that. And so my thing is, I heard him say similar like a while back that he's like, yeah, we just did something solid. Like it ain't nothing crazy. Just like 2 albums. It's like 2 or 3 albums, and I'm like, okay, well, one album that he helped you blow up on, you're a millionaire.
Yep.
Right now.
Yep.
What happened to the era of like, yo, this my man's, this nigga made me a millionaire doing what
my best interest
for doing what we used to do at the park for free.
Didn't ask me for anything.
Why do I need to make our shop the biggest deal? Now, when it's time to re-up, based off what me and my man did together, we might both get the re-up on the pie. If that's not the situation, that's my man's. We ate together. Bro, I'm going to go over here and hit him over the head for this.
That's
nigga.
like if you take the social media, take the famousness out of it. That's like if you, back in the Chrome days or everything, right? I'm with you when you meet Jay-Z and everything. You give me the bridge to give Jay-Z a flash drive. Right. And I blow up. Nigga, I owe you something.
That's different.
You don't feel like I owe you something. Bootsy may not have felt like he owed you something.
No, that's different. Because we're talking legally, though, bro. Like, I signed you.
Oh, no, legally.
I plucked you.
I feel like legally
you recorded this hit in my studio.
But I still feel
booked you. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like I would legally owe you something.
But that's
because there are finder's fees in the game.
I get what you're saying.
There are legal finder's fees.
For the stakes of this debate, like our conversation, I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's just like a personal moral thing. You don't legally owe me nothing. That can be proven that you don't legally owe me nothing in that instance. I don't give a fuck if I was like, yo, Hov, this my nigga, he gonna produce your next hit and be like, yo, trust me. And that got you, nigga, now you Kanye. you still morally, you might, and ethically, you like, man, that was my man. That's my man's. I wouldn't.
But
nigga,
there
I
should
need
be
him
the
to.
same morals and ethics
But
when there's legal shit to it too. So on top of you should just be a stand-up nigga
No,
because
that's-
you recorded all this music at his spot. This nigga put you on and shit. You owe him because basically he owns the masters because you did it in his spot.
You moving too fast. What I'm asking you, I'm trying to ask you this. I'm trying to say, like, dog, Young Blue gets this, whatever it is, like whatever your arrangement is with Boosie, right? Because we don't really know all the details, right? It might be a reason the nigga said he wasn't signed. He might have took the motherfucking label that's trying to backdoor him the contract and been like, yo, I'm signed. And they was like, oh, let's just look at your contract and make sure you're good. And he like, well, shit, it ain't gonna hurt, right? Question it all. Right. He take it through, nigga, and they look at it, and it's not gonna be like I'm saying, it's gonna be somebody that's young, cool, and hip, an A&R, a label exec that he's heard of before, that nigga be around other celebrities. You seen this nigga in the club balling out. Oh, come over here, you young little Blue, you got the song, right? You signed with Boosie, right? Oh, how your contract? Now it come, nigga. Let me see your contract. Bring him by the office, man. I just want to check on it, make sure
let
you
me
good,
see
right? Now I see your contract. I might be able to look at the contract with my lawyers and be like, oh, we can get this. We can get you out of this. It ain't no different than what, like, Hove did with Meg. Nigga, when it was just like, bro, okay, like, you in this contract that's kind of fucked up, kind of a little shady. We can do some things over here that at least get it maybe more honorable. You're going to have to meet this nigga in the halfway. You're going to have to give him a couple of albums. But, nigga, we can get you off of that. You're not going to spend the rest of your music career on that contract. Don't never forget, Suge Knight signed Dr. Dre to a lifetime contract.
Right.
The big dog can come in, nigga, and win this contract dispute. So we can't lose sight on that. I'm not saying that he don't owe Boosie. I'm agreeing with you, but what I was painting the picture for the audience is like, is there something more to this? Like, we hear this a lot about young black kids coming in the game, assed out, don't got nothing. Another person that was in your position before you, see something in you, put you in a position to win, do the same thing for yourself, and instead of like playing your position and letting the time work, now that I got you in the door, now that I got you a millionaire, now that I got your mama a house and driving around flying Bentleys in a star, now you quick in a hurry. Before nobody knew you, when I told you to pull up, nigga, come over here and just write, nigga, and record. Before I put that chain on you, before I put you on my shit, before I told the world, nigga, this my little nigga, start having you open it up for me, putting thousands of dollars in your pocket, you was as patient as a motherfucker. Mm-hmm. You just want to I want to play my part, big bro. I want to win, right? But now that I got you in here and you feeling yourself and you nice, because we're going to go to somebody else real quick because we fuck with them. Take it off music, it's all in the same vein. You could look at Tank Davis and be like, yo, when Floyd found you, allegedly you had already missed your mark.
Yeah, what is going on with that shit? Like, he's not going to sign to him again?
That's allegedly what he's saying, but
how could you not?
Floyd come out and says, hey, bro, I respect Tank. That's my little bro forever. It's always going to be like a son to me.
It's the same
I wish
Adrian
him the best.
Broner
it is
shit,
what it is,
bro.
right? But exactly, bro, and that's who you got in your ear. Niggas like Adrian Broner. You got other agents, De La Hoya, and he talking about signing with Bob Arum. And I was like, I hope you sign with Bob Arum and lose every fucking dollar, nigga.
You gonna sign to the nigga who
who
Mayweather showed you was a fucking whole crook, my nigga?
You gonna be another Terrence Crawford.
Terrence Crawford just showed you this nigga.
Right. That's the rumor, right?
Come on, bro.
So peep this though.
God damn, niggas can't make great decisions to say they like,
no,
bro.
niggas can't stay on code, bro.
They can.
Niggas can't stay on code, and that's what we be talking about. That's what I'm really getting too long-winded as all
nigga,
right
you
here
could
with
be
the
the
Boosie
you
situation.
basically
like, nigga, I got you a fucking feature with Drake. I don't got a Drake feature.
Javante Davis, you could be the next Floyd, my nigga. It's between you and Arrow and Crawford.
But you know what it is though?
God,
it's the lack of intelligence of
bro.
the sport in hand, like not in the ring intelligence, but the history of the sport.
So
what happens is like,
I guess
you're saying that, but he's looking at his Twitter. He on the phone when they like, oh, when you gonna fight somebody? When you gonna fight this person? Oh, you ain't fighting this person. But
I gotta. Here's my thing. I'm signed to TMT. The nigga who has one of the greatest blueprints to the boxing game ever.
You said
money.
one of.
Not even one of. Has the best path to boxing there was, nigga. Knocked you niggas out in the beginning. Found out his hands weren't working right. Fixed his hands. Switched how he boxed. Whooped your ass still. 50-0. Billionaire. And that's
Right.
not the right
Wait.
route?
Owns all his fights.
Owns everything. Owns everything. Owns his name. Matter of fact, he promoted his last, 3 fights?
Nah,
5?
more than that.
Nigga.
Like 10, 12.
Built the TMT brand, Mayweather.
If not more than that.
Mayweather, what is it? Mayweather Promotions into $100 million purse every time.
All while being the top earning
All while still boxing.
athlete ever.
All while still winning.
Every year.
All while still whooping niggas' ass. All while still making 3 different strategies in one fight and switching them on the fly. And that's not the blueprint.
If you're 30 years old.
Fuck that,
No,
because
no,
LeBron.
let me finish.
LeBron.
If you were 30 years old,
Uh-huh.
you literally have lived. You wasn't alive when Floyd lost last. And the same loss that I'm talking about,
Wasn't the amateurs, right?
you can't find anybody that's alive that will say that he lost the fight, nigga, including the motherfucker that won it.
He did.
That was in the Olympics.
Yeah, he didn't. They fucked him because they were fucking a lot of niggas back then in the Olympics.
That's just what it was. It was
they
what it
still
was.
do it now. But that's the thing. Like, Gervonta, my nigga, you will be dumb as fuck to walk away from Mayweather promotions, my nigga, because there's no better promotion team out there than me, bro.
I get
there's,
it. But
there's the nigga that has all the faith.
Let me throw this out
in
before you go jump off the porch. Let me say, what if he leaves Mayweather and just goes straight to just Al Heyman? See, that's when I heard it. I was like, now this shit is bad if he's leaving the camp. Yeah. But if you be like, man, I don't want to be in his shadow that much. That's my big bro. But in fairness to Gervonta, he gets a lot of Floyd hate.
Yeah.
A lot of the hate that people have for Floyd,
they're coming to him.
but he don't understand because he's an internet baby. No disrespect to him,
And
because he
Floyd
ain't saw.
even
Let me
tried to
finish. Because what he don't understand is what we always go at. That's what makes you. That's why you richer than Haney.
Yeah.
That's why you richer than Garcia. Yeah, let them get belts, and you got
why you're
belts
getting better
too.
fights than
But
Crawford
Devin
ever
Haney
has.
is about to unify, which would be great. And yeah, don't get me wrong. I get it. You probably want to try to do that too. But nigga, you just sold out the Staples Center.
Yep.
What are we talking
Under
about?
Mayweather Promotions.
What are we talking about? You're becoming a household name and a star.
Superstar, my nigga. Come on,
Like, bro, you can do the same thing Canelo doing that he's doing. Like, build up fights. I know I'm beating this nigga. I'm beat him. He feeding you to all these Mexican fighters, right? You beating him, and then when the rubber meets the road and it's time for you to suit up with Devin Haney, get in there, nigga, and prove your worth. It'll be no different than the Shane Mosley and Floyd fight, or the Floyd and Pacquiao fight, or there are certain fights that fighters have that people have been looking a little bit more forward to. But what do you do in the meantime? See, there's other fighters that are reaching for the biggest fight they can because they need the money. I'm like, bro, Gervonta, you getting caked up over there fucking with Floyd. Yeah. I would do it. I mean, but, to each his own, bro. Like, he might decide, like, no, I could just go do this on my own. He might be right. He might leave Floyd in the vein, not in the same vein, but it'd be just as successful as Floyd did when he left Bob Arum. I doubt it, but it could happen. It could happen. I mean, and that being said, he still got this last fight. So, a lot can happen.
He's saying they're making a fight Rolly because it's fucking, I don't know, bro. He gonna lose. I will lose a lot of respect for that boy if he signs to Bob Arum.
Me too. But at the same time, bro, like, I ain't gonna lie. I was already looking at him funny when Floyd had to, like, talk him out of using Canelo's gloves. Yeah. Like, you're gonna make him millions of dollars? He didn't even give you an endorsement deal. Right. Because that's the disrespect that they have for you, bro. Like, yeah, it's cool that you like him and you grew up and I'm a Canelo fan. Like, that's cool. But nigga, he don't fuck with you.
I whooped Nickel.
But then he showed him how, like, when the media was asking him about him, he was like, oh yeah, he's good, but I'm picking a Mexican. Like, he got on cold. And that's when nigga, that last fight, when he was just like, all right, well, fuck it, man. I ain't gonna do that. Because you basically just making this nigga millions of dollars for no reason. Because black American FBA kids, we do that.
Get your shit together, Tank.
You know what I'm saying?
You
we do
nigga,
that.
we all know where you should be. You over here just being impatient. You just like the young blue nigga that, like, now I see how we've come into this fucking conversation. Like, bruh, that is you're biting the hand that feeds you, and it's a fucking great hand.
Rick Ross in there?
What he doing?
Well, you know, him and Meek Mill and Rick Ross have been beefing because Meek Mill was like, bro, I've never gotten a check from you.
Yeah, fucking Rick Ross.
But see, that's one way of saying it, and it's true. But nigga, let's just put it all in context.
I don't know what type of deal he got.
Since I signed with you, nigga, basically he said, nigga, since I signed to this label,
I'm giving you
I ain't got one rap
ass.
check. Right? Okay, that might be true. But nigga, what about the
look how you're living?
No, what about the $9 to $10 million you got upon signing? What about what about the now, because of the situation and the promotion and shit that they put you in, you now able to go get $300-400K a show.
Mm-hmm.
And we're helping, like, assist in that. You get what I'm saying? Like, the label is a machine that's to be used, or it will use you.
Yep.
No two ways about it. All these rappers that come out, nigga, Keisha Cole jump on the nigga live like, yeah, you know, that's just real. Just read your shit, because ain't nothing wrong with hiring a lawyer to check the lawyer, because shit, he ain't lying. I've never gotten one check from my label too. Nigga, Steve Stout and them must have, hey, Gerb.
Bitch, how much money we gave you?
You forgot about the $10 million we gave you last year because you didn't make a lot of money from the label and your deal, but you made us a lot of money. And when I was like, yo, I'm about to be out of here, out of this label, so I'm just breaking you off $10 million. Yep. You don't remember that, nigga? She had to get right back in the little feed and was like, yeah, my bad. Yeah, I forgot about that. Like, my bad. This is how spoiled, like, celebrity artists are. Right. You making so many revenue streams and money that instead of, like, tightening down on your business and your due diligence, nigga, bro, we can go right into Mace. Right. Allegedly, bro, if you hear what the industry and people like that, the know-how and people like that are saying, they saying that Mace got his publishing, just like all Bad Boy artists did. Yep. All of them got their publishing. Puff gave them all their publishing.
Except for the band.
Hold on. We'll talk to them. We'll get them on the end of this. Because let's talk about that.
This, nigga, that's gonna be long.
So, they all the major artists, right? All the artists, the artists got their
right. All the
got
hit
their
makers.
shit.
Okay.
Like all the people that got masters and shit, that was, you know, they got their masters, right? So you got your masters, nigga. I'm done with that, and y'all do what y'all do with them. Mm-hmm. Now it's about private, personal building. Like, what you gonna hustle? How you gonna hustle your masters, right? Even Mark Curry, nigga, got on the live and aired Mace out about it because he was like, nigga, you got more than everybody else because you had hits. But you didn't let them hits sit because you ain't give a fuck about it. Let's add it up. You got the masters. You come back, you sell your masters to Puff for, like, they say, like, roughly like $6 to $8 million. Puff buys the masters. Well, okay, bet. Puff sit on the masters. Puff do what he do with the masters. Like, nigga, I don't know how he doing it, but he's selling, you know, he's getting money off the masters. Did I say $6 million? Because I think, Dre, what did I say, $6 million?
6 to 8.
So the thing is, nigga,
I'm trying to say this shit's kind of scripted now. He was really, I'm fucked the little conspiracy theory about the pad on his face. You were real braced up for that.
I mean,
that nigga's really bracing for impact.
Y'all tripping. Like, y'all looking at still shots.
No, I'm saying these niggas trying to say.
I'm not talking to you. I'm saying, like, when I say y'all, I mean them. You talking about still shots, bro, right, when he's coming full speed, nigga, in a real moment, nigga. Like, he was bracing his face because, nigga, your hands was by your fucking side and you already knew that you weren't about to do shit.
Few of these niggas will ain't slapping.
Hey, nigga, that's where my whole nigga, I disagree with that. I just disagree with that, bro. I disagree. I'm just a person. You gotta show me, nigga, that you so big and bad and tough, nigga, that and all that, and that ain't happen.
I'm gonna keep he's slapping him,
him. Might not slap T.I. I don't think he'll slap Corey Holcomb because Corey Holcomb really fight you. I don't think he'll slap Eddie because Eddie really gonna fight you.
This the thing though.
DL, I don't think DL gonna do shit.
DL
gonna
nigga,
talk about
DL nigga, Pyru nigga,
Yeah,
DL gonna fuck
fight.
around and get down.
And Mike Epps gonna fight.
Hey, but this the thing though.
But I don't feel like any of them are gonna tell that type of joke.
My thing is this: so the fuck what? When Will Smith walked up there and slapped that nigga and gave him his back, nigga, he accepted all the consequences.
He did.
Like, niggas just keep trying to go out of their way, nigga, to, like, save face and be like, nah, nigga, Will the square, nigga, like we said he was. Like, nah.
Square.
And guess what, though? Now some of y'all gangster niggas gonna have to step up. That's what you're really worried about, because y'all talk all that gangster. That's what I be talking about with the paparazzi shit. I be like, oh, bro, y'all can't stop them from doing all that? Kanye did. I ain't never seen 50 beat the shit out of two motherfucking dudes at the same time in the street. Nigga, I've seen Kanye do that. These rapper niggas and shit and these gangster niggas that's on the rap tip and all. Nigga, you see they entourage beat niggas up. That's what you see. But yeah, man, I'm off that. Let's wrap this though. Unless you got something you want to spill.
I don't. Talk my shit about all this shit today. And this is another episode of the Always Talking Shit show.
Peace and love.
I'm your host, Talkin.
It's your boy King Magic, man. Till the next time.
Well,
New Always Talking Shit Show.